It says I'm live, but I don't see. Come on, why? Okay, I'm here. And I really could use some, some input maybe. I thought I would just stay here till somebody shows up. Because I'm not going to just talk to an empty camera. Right now I see 0 watchers in the thing that tells me how many are watching. So if you're here watching, if you could just put a 1 in the chat or a 2 in the chat or something in the chat, just letting me know there's someone here, that would be great. But in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here till someone shows up. Because I got nothing otherwise. Oh, hey. Hey, thank you for being here, Christy. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to get my earbuds in. Hang on. I can't hear you. Sometimes it works without these and sometimes not. I am shaking. Not doing good right now. So thank you for being here. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can hear. Hello? Click on the microphone underneath your picture there and see if it's, let's see if it's on. Yeah, I still can't hear you. Why am I not able to hear? Wait, okay, do I have anything on mute here? Let's see. Hello? Okay, let's try it now. Hello? I say something so I can see if I can hear you. Nothing yet. Is the microphone underneath your picture lit up? Click on that. And now let's see if we got sound. It kicked you out, it looks like. Or have my microphone plugged in, have the audio going, have my volume up. Okay. All right, let's try it now. Hello? Let's see if it'll. Can you hear yourself speaking through the screen or anything? anything else that I can do? I wonder if I plug in through the audio interface. If I could hear that way. Maybe try to set up earbuds. We've got them. I don't know. I wish I did know. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can bring up YouTube. Maybe so. Yeah, because I just tested my earbuds and my speakers, and I can hear out of, I brought up YouTube and clicked the first video that came up, and yeah. Well, I struggle with this off and on. About how rehab wasn't my idea, wasn't my choice. I was made to go, and then realizing kind of within the, okay, let's see. My mic is blocked. I cannot fix it. Okay. Aw. Do you have a set of earbuds? Because they have a mic in them. Let's try that. Okay. Not yet. Let me put mine in and see. Okay, I don't hear anything yet. Say something. Mm-mm. Is the microphone underneath your picture? Click off and on. Click on it and speak, and click off. Click it again and speak, and let's see. Right underneath the picture there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh, no video feed. Click on the camera. Whoever's trying to come in. Steve, hi. Steve, click on the camera. Hi, Karen. Hi. Thank you for being here. Let me get you in here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it very much.
My wife just let me know about the message just now. We just got home from my son's flag football game.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
Well, you're here for us, so
I don't know if I'm going to get through this without just drinking.
okay.
I did not go to rehab voluntarily.
No.
I was recommended. I could only stay in the shelter where I was staying if the caseworker said the condition was. There were 2 or 3 things, but the biggest one being rehab and going to meetings. She said she wasn't going to make me do 90 meetings in 90 days, but she was going to make me do 3 a week and do more if I can.
Right.
And so the reason I've stayed sober all this time is because about 3 weeks in or so, I realized how close to death's door I had come.
Right.
But, there's always been this nagging question, am I really and truly an alcoholic? I love you too, Karen. And and
Yes, I
so
love Karen too.
and I'm just wondering, is the only way to settle it going to be to, to buy that bottle of champagne that I've been wanting to have for all these years, I want to buy a bottle of Corbel champagne and have it to drink. That sounds so
Um,
stupid coming out of my mouth.
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because when we're all in different stages of our sobriety, we all go through that one at one time or another.
I just never allowed myself to question it while I was in the cult. I was
Yeah. I
I
didn't
was
know you were in a cult, by the way, till Karen told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was in a cult for 10 years from 1999 to 2009.
2009, I got sober.
Really?
Yeah.
That's I think that's when my husband also decided that he was not going to drink anymore, but he's a normie, so
Yeah.
and so he's not going to understand this. He's just not.
But will he be supportive,
I don't
or
know. He doesn't like the idea because one time he literally told me that he would rather that I sleep with somebody else, that I cheat on him that way than to
dear
have a drink.
God,
Yeah. Yeah. And so,
I can't even. Ugh.
yeah, that's how he felt about it at the time. But, this is a lingering, nagging question that no matter what I do, it does not go away. It doesn't.
No, no, it never completely goes away. That's why we're in recovery. We're not recovered. We're not former alcoholics. We are in recovery. You know, it's odd too, because if someone licks cancer, they're a cancer survivor. Well, there are no such thing as alcohol survivors.
Right. Explain that though. What do you mean by that?
Well, because cancer is something that can be taken out of your body, but the need for alcohol can't be taken emotionally and physically away from your brain.
And like it's one of those things where, I should have just done it before we had that conversation.
Right. I've got my wrong glasses on.
Because I really, really, really need to know. I feel like I really need to know what happens when I drink from this perspective of being healthy, you know?
Right.
And I don't want to mess with my medications.
No, that's the first that's your first order of business.
Yeah, because it's bad if my medications are not working. It's bad. It's really bad. I'm not functional at all.
I'm looking for my glasses, sweetheart, but I'm
No
listening
problem.
to you.
No problem at all. Take your time. I'm going to
These
have
are
a sip of
these
coffee
are
while
not
you're doing that.
my, I'll just go without them. But no, it what was there a was there a significant event or trauma or something that led up to this, or are you just kind of mentally letting yourself off the hook?
I don't know. But no, there's nothing that came to me that was a trigger per se. Uh, you know, yeah, sure. I'll,
Okay. Well,
um,
that's completely okay. That's going to happen. You
yeah.
know, even the righteous fall, but we dust ourselves off and we get up. We don't wallow in it.
I mean, I haven't done it yet, but I just feel like I need to settle the question. You know, I feel like I need to settle it.
if you my opinion is if you're asking yourself if you are, you probably are.
Can you hear me now?
I can totally hear you now.
Is that Christy?
That's amazing.
Hi,
Thank you for
this
being
is
here.
Steve, Christy.
It's nice to see you all. I
Yeah,
don't know what happened.
I get I get voice clips from her every morning and every night actually.
With really
so,
ridiculous stories.
I
so
bet they are hilarious. If you can use a funny story right now, she has got about 10 in her pocket.
how much of that have you heard, Christy?
I didn't hear any of it.
Well,
Wherever you want to start from.
okay. Well, I have 29 years and 7 months and some sober. I'll have my 30 years will be in February. But I did not go to rehab voluntarily.
Okay.
But 3 weeks into rehab, I realized how close to death's doors I had come, and that kind of scared me straight. And then
Mm-hmm.
I went into this really heavy Christian thing that, 6 years of that, eventually it was my training to go inside into a cult.
This is what that poison did to me. This is an artificial heart pump. My heart, if this is taken out of my body, I will die.
Wow.
So don't let the all it takes is one time. I mean, if you get half of even even half of a buzz on and you slip and fall and hit your head on the bathtub, I mean, you can anything can happen.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to find ways for you to rationalize yourself coming out of this rather than wanting to confirm it.
I feel like that choice of I've had enough of this and I want to do something about it was taken from me. Like a lot of things like that have been taken from me. Like
Right.
even
So are you thinking of drinking again? Is
yeah,
that it?
Yes.
And you're thinking of drinking again because something happened, or just because you just feel like your choice got taken away and you didn't actually get to choose this? And
yeah.
so now you're looking at, I can choose to drink again, and then are you
Right.
thinking like you can
And
choose to stop?
that's part of it. It's just this nagging question: am I really an alcoholic? Even
Oh,
though
okay.
alcohol led me down a road that nearly destroyed me completely,
Are
I
you
still
feeling
have
are
that
you
nagging question: am I really?
are you feeling a little bit rebellious like it was taken from me and so I'm going to find out for sure for myself?
Maybe, maybe,
Glasses.
maybe.
When
It's so
did
stupid being 29 years in and just now getting to this point.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's not unheard of.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, if you were forced into a situation, like however that looked for you, but you didn't get to choose, um, that when our choices get taken away, that can feel like trauma to us, like
Yeah.
to you personally.
Yeah.
So no matter how anybody else sees it, you could be seeing this as, okay, I was traumatized. And now what's happening is things are coming up for you as you've started this channel and you're starting to heal,
Mhm.
that now you're having to face that, because our traumas are all there and they stay in our bodies. Like,
Yeah.
they don't leave.
Yeah.
And they come up at the worst times. And honestly, right now is a big time. Fall is a huge time for like letting go and really kind of looking inward and seeing what you're, like
What
what's
is the
going
void?
on.
What's the void that you're trying to fill right now?
I don't know that I have a void necessarily. I just have kind of this, like, I have this burning right here, like, damn it, am I or am I not? And I didn't get to make the decision as to whether or not I am. I was in active addiction, no intention of ever getting out of it. Although it would have I would have died in my disease.
Absolutely.
I would have died in my disease.
Humans are only animals on the planet that poison themselves for pleasure.
So can I ask you a question? Because I don't understand this, and I don't mean to be insulting, like at all. I'm truly just asking.
Okay.
If you understand in yourself that this would have killed you, if you understand that you were in active addiction,
Mm-hmm.
where does the question of am I an alcoholic come in at? And I'm not asking to be disrespectful. Like, I'm truly trying to understand that.
I was trying to ask that without.
So that's maybe the question that I have not asked myself.
Right. Because to me, and again, total normie here, like we all know this.
Okay.
That sounds like, to me, where's the question? Like, you've kind of answered it for yourself. So is it maybe more an acceptance of it? Like, is there
go accepting? I would go into AA meetings and refuse to call myself an alcoholic.
Sure. So then it's really an issue of,
I would call myself anything but. I would even call myself a bad name, but I won't call myself that.
Right. So then it's so then on your mind level, you understand this. Yes. It's your heart level that has to connect.
Yes.
So it's
that irrational part of me that I have to parent and have to learn how to parent,
Yeah.
If you keep calling yourself
it's a little bit more intense than that, though. There's more to it, I feel like, than that. Maybe not.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, these are your feelings, and they're valid, and they're real, and they're important. And so, like, maybe if we can help you get to the point where you at least understand what you need to look at, because a lot of times, you're looking at something over here because that's what's surface level, and it's really deeper than that. Let me give you a story. I'm not trying to hijack anything, but this is just like a story of me that might help you.
Her stories are the most therapeutic.
This isn't a funny one.
I know.
I mean, it kind of is, but so I was married to a really nasty person for a long time. And when I finally got out of it, I was going through a bunch of therapy because there was just a lot of craziness in my life that had gone on that I needed to work through.
Yeah.
And I had gone through a lot of really expensive therapists, and I just couldn't figure out what was wrong. I mean, and I get to this one therapist, and she's like, I know exactly what your problem is. And I'm like, great, tell me. And she's like, it won't mean anything if I tell you. Let's figure this out together. So I was like, okay, because the thing was, if somebody just tells you, then you just kind of robotically do it. But if you figure it out and kind of come to it on your own, then that's a whole different part of owning that experience, right? And so what ended up happening was she's like, you have abandonment issues. And I'm like, no, I don't. What do you mean I have abandonment issues? My dad was amazing. My mom's amazing. My whole family's here. Like, and this was the part of it. She goes, what do you think abandonment is? And I'm like, leaving your kid on a street corner under a light somewhere? Like, I don't know. And she goes, no, you can be emotionally abandoned.
Somebody loves you, stops loving you.
Or not even stops loving you, but stops acknowledging you. Stops in your mind wanting to spend time with you. Now, this person was actually, I will never say it in a place where this person could ever find it, but what it was this person just didn't spend what I felt was enough time with me, and that caused me to feel abandoned, which then caused me to panic and to react in really negative ways in all of my relationships. And I still do it today a little bit. I still kind of have that trigger. And I didn't ever think I would have that because to me, it wasn't what it looked like. Right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, um, how it looks for you might look different in other ways. But I think what it is you have to come to that acceptance or realization that this is what it is. Because my question would be, and you don't have to answer this out loud, but if you were in a place where, you yourself say you were um, um, functioning, in active addiction, and it was going to ruin your life, if that is not your definition of an alcoholic, what is?
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be right or wrong. It does. I mean, you don't have to say it out loud. You can journal it.
Mhm.
But what is it? What is setting you apart from your idea? Because, like, I had an idea that abandonment meant you dropped your kid off on a doorstep somewhere and never ever came home. I didn't understand that abandonment could be, I'm not getting my needs emotionally met, and therefore I'm feeling abandoned. Do you see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, it
That
didn't
makes
connect.
sense.
So
It does make sense.
yeah, so there's like a disconnect there, I think, for you. And if you're feeling like I didn't get to choose that, then what in your life, take a look at, what in your life are you feeling like you are not in control of?
Oh.
Because for me, now again, like eating disorders, okay, not alcoholism or anything, but when things were really going crazy for me, the only thing I could control was what I ate, what I put into my body. So in order for me to feel in control, I would not eat because that was my sense of control. So
Okay.
in your life, is there something that you are doing or feeling or experiencing where you're not in control of it? So you are kind of looking back at this and you're like, you know, and maybe it's something that you really can't control. Maybe it's sickness, or I mean, it could be anything. But maybe you're looking at it and you're like, I never got to control that. I'm not that. I didn't get to control that. This did not happen. It's not real. And really, your problem is over here. And I'm not saying that that's right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying
But
that's
that
kind of
does
what
make
I
a lot
see.
of sense. That does make a lot of sense.
How
Yeah.
close are you on the ledge and stepping over right now?
Really close. Like,
Okay.
I know exactly where I want to go, and I know exactly what I want to buy and have in my possession.
Is there something you can go out and do with your animals that'll just maybe take your mind off it for a few minutes?
Or make me want to drink more? Yes.
Yeah.
So what
Kidding, but I'm
what
kind of
have
not.
what have you done for these 29 years to keep you from not drinking? Like, what are
Well,
some of the things
for
you've done?
10 years of it, I was in a cult.
Well,
And 6
okay,
years,
other than the culty thing.
I've just not thought about it. I just kind of put it over here. And
Okay.
then it started not wanting to be over there anymore.
So you avoided it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So now, if I'm understanding you, you're at a point where something in your life is maybe making you feel out of control. You are feeling like you need to take control, and you are at a point where this is
Oh.
coming up where you just can't avoid it
It's a
anymore.
I'm going to call it a nagging. And yes, yeah, I do plan on going live later on. Uh, oh, hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey. So happy to see
Hey,
you.
my girl, right there.
Amazing.
It's a
Thank you.
party.
Yeah.
Thank you
Hi,
for being here.
Christy.
And yes,
Hi, honey.
I do plan on going live at the regular time. If we're not still going, we might still be going. I don't know. But so yeah, it's just this nagging question that once it started creeping up, it does not go away. And I would say that it came on strongest right before I got married. And so around 2010. I left the cult in 2009. And I
Right.
spent a year in South Texas with my mom, helping her recover from open heart surgery. And then after she was well enough to live on her own, I moved back. I moved here instead of going back to California, where I had been, and that's where I was in the cult.
What did you can't think of anything? How long have you been out on the ledge, ready to step off?
Well, it's not a constant thing, but each time it comes on stronger and stronger each time.
I understand that.
And I would say in the last year, it's gotten to the point where I can't just push it over here by doing something else. And I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, so this has been for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah. But yeah, it used to be when it would come up, like, once I got out of the cult and was able to deal with my actual own life, not my life
Hey, Zen, what's going on?
as it was so tired. Do you want?
Are you okay, Carol?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I just am wanting to settle a question. Am I
Okay.
not? Was it just situational? Because I did not reach the point within my own self whether or not I was an alcoholic. So in AA meetings, I refused to call myself an alcoholic because I wasn't sure I believed it.
Right.
And so that's just been a nagging question that's just grown and grown and grown over the course of 29 years and some months,
29 years, 7 months, and X amount of days.
Yep.
But do you think it's getting stronger because your mom's death date just passed?
Maybe so. That could be part of it. I mean, she's definitely a big part of my alcohol story. When she went through, when she was in ICU in recovery for her heart surgery that I was in there in Texas with her for, she went through alcohol withdrawal. And she went through like violent, oh my God, it was terrible. She would writhe and she would hallucinate things that were just terrifying
Right.
to her. And yeah, and I had to watch her go through that helplessly. Nothing I could do. They were managing it, and she lived. She lived through that. I don't know how at 82 years of age. She lived through that, coming out of open heart surgery, but she did.
That's because she wasn't supposed to go, and you know that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not.
Karen, help me figure out how to type in this live chat.
Type in the live chat.
Yeah.
Go to
Where it says private chat.
Yeah.
But if you go to the other side of the screen, opposite that, there should be.
I see the chat. I just don't. I don't.
Yeah, click on that. Click on it.
Click on the chat, Steve.
Okay. Nothing's happening.
Well, do you guys want to change gears for a minute and see what we can do to help win?
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah.
When?
And you're welcome to come in and talk if you want to. You don't have to, of course. We can do it through the chat. I'm perfectly fine with whatever you want to do here. I'm going to put the link to come into the chat.
I got hi, Steve.
Really important thing, make sure you enable your mic, because if you don't, they can't hear you.
That's good, Christy.
And then you're ending up holding up signs saying my mic doesn't work.
These things happen. These things happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Zen, why don't you jump in?
Yeah.
We can have as many people as you need. We're having
Yeah.
Hi. Rich was just checking on me because I'm screaming, and he's
Well,
like,
Show, tell him to look at your screen if he wants to know what I look like.
"Oh, okay." We're getting ready. The Eagles are going to be on sometime soon. I think in like another hour.
Oh yeah, Sunday. You're
Eagles.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, right.
Yeah, whatever. Go pound sand, Steve. So, how are you, Christy?
I'm good. I'm good, actually. I had my hair is crazy, so I put on my wig and my hat. That way, it wasn't like.
Oh, please. Let me
Oh, it
put on
looks
my
I
wig.
never would have guessed that was a
You
wig
like,
at
you like
all.
the extensions I got?
Oh, yeah.
My extensions are gorgeous, aren't they?
They're amazing.
I know.
Well, I had my head shaved for like 2 years. I mean, buzzed. And when my hair started growing back, I got these cowlicks everywhere. And so now I have like this really cute little short pixie cut, but it just
Right.
does its own thing sometimes. And I thought, man, if I'm going to be, on the internet and everybody can see me, I should at least throw on a wig.
I don't even care anymore. I just kind of go with how the flow is.
So Carol, I have a
I'm really
question.
23. It's just the camera adds 40 or 50 years.
CW, feel free to jump in anytime with, and we'll stop what we're doing and we'll
Sorry,
we'll address whatever's going on.
Keep trying.
Yeah, Zen, keep trying. It took me a couple tries. So, and this is just something you don't have to answer to me, but think about. Why are these questions really important to you now? Is this like a journey of self-discovery for you?
Maybe so.
And like it's really important that you can say definitely
smell funny? No, it's okay.
Like definitely in your own mind.
Okay.
Because you kind of keep coming back to the same question, and what kind of I keep asking in my head is, why is the answer to that important to you? Because it is important to you.
You never reconciled it with yourself. But
yeah,
is the 29 years worth tossing just to answer that one little question?
Sorry, what?
I said you never really reconciled it for yourself because the decision was taken away from you.
Yeah.
And you didn't get to make it on your own. So, I mean, 29 years.
Then I was in a coercive control religious situation. I went straight from 7A to that. And what was I going to say? Somebody was, I got on streaming. All you have to do, CW, is just click on that link that I just posted. Just click on that link and then I will toggle you in. That's all you have to do is just click on that link. It says https://studio restream. Just click on the link. That's all you got to do. And I'll do the rest. But yeah, I guess I really do need to journal about it and see what the ultimate question is, because it has to be more than just that.
Yeah. And and like, why inside of you is that important? Like, because obviously, we ask those really deep, meaningful questions for a reason. It's because God or the universe or Odin or whatever you believe in is guiding you in a direction. And, we have to find those answers. Sorry, my wig's itching my nose. We have to find those answers in ourselves. And that's why they come up. And so these are like really deep questions that I think you should explore through journaling, because, like, is there anything that you're not feeling control of? Why is this answer important to you? Why is this label important to you?
And why is it so important today?
Yeah. what's causing it right now?
All right, Lemmy. I'm so sorry you're going through all that. He's sick and going through alcohol withdrawal.
Oh,
Oh no,
Yeah,
that doesn't sound good.
it doesn't.
is he taking
Lemmy,
anything for it?
I don't know. Lemmy, are you taking anything for it? I don't want to keep you if you. I know what you need when you need to lay down. You need to lay down. Yeah, do get better. But yeah, are you taking anything at all, or? I wonder if Theraflu would help you. Can't hurt.
No.
Alka-Seltzer plus cold medicine is
That's a good one. Yeah. My husband does the Alka-Seltzer cold plus with an airborne.
Yeah.
Electrolytes are big time important. That's
Yeah.
right.
They're important to everybody right now.
Well, yeah. But I mean, especially if you're going through what you're going through. That sounds awful, Lemmy, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're going through that. That sounds
Well, we need to get you straightened out.
Yeah, Carol.
bad.
Come on.
You know, and just on the I just want that one last bottle of Corbel champagne. I've never been able to let go of that one. You know, my one last thing.
Is
with
it just the taste, or is it the thought of
It's
killing
just
the bottle?
It's just no. I don't want to even kill the bottle. I think I'm. Usually I'm good after a glass or two, so I'd probably end up pouring the rest of it down the sink because I wouldn't be able to drink it. At least not right then and there. And then after that, it's just not worth it. You know.
Right. It kind of goes flat. And
Yeah. And then
yeah.
it's not. You know.
Right.
But I mean, just that super cold, and just the way it feels.
And the bubble
going down, and yeah, and the bottle's so pretty, and you know.
Oh, you are close to the edge right now.
Not the bottle, not the Corbel. That's not the one I'm thinking of. The one with the flowers, the pretty bottle with the flowers.
Oh, Cristal?
Yes, Cristal. If that's what it's, yeah, is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one. That I just haven't really been able to let go of that. I just want one more glass of champagne before I call her a day. And then I can make the decision for myself as to whether or not this is something I need to be dealing with. Which
But don't you think
apparently it
spark
is.
Back?
Do what?
Isn't that going to spark everything backwards?
I don't know. And see, that's the thing. I don't know. That is the question that I need answered. It just is.
Yeah.
So how do you feel is a healthy way you could get the answer without drinking?
That's a very good question.
Hey, try a bottle of non-alcoholic
I do that. Yeah, I mean they have non-alcoholic champagne?
Yeah.
Actual champagne?
It's fermented and bubbly just like champagne. I mean,
Really? Do you know what it's called?
Sparkling grape juice or something like that.
Oh yeah, well I've done all that stuff, and
okay.
those are okay, and I do those for special occasions, New Year's and whatnot. That's what I've been doing.
Cider?
Yeah, sparkling cider, sparkling grape juice, all of it. I've done all of it, and those are fine. They're yummy, and I know champagne's not going to taste as good as those taste. It's just that.
Here's an idea, and I'm not going to encourage you to do it.
Okay.
But this is always an idea. Get something you absolutely hate the flavor of. You hate it. And when you hate the flavor, you won't want it. You'll throw it away.
That would be whiskey.
No, like a terrible champagne.
Something. Oh, like you mean like Mad Dog or not Mad Dog? What's that really cheap one called?
Mad Dog 2020.
That's toilet wine.
Yeah, I know, right? You can get Andre. Andre's awful. It's disgusting.
And
Ten,
yeah, maybe the
honey.
smell of it'll be enough.
I just want to get you through today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to get you through right now. Right.
You know, luckily I can't buy it. You can't buy alcohol in Arkansas on Sunday.
Well,
Oh,
there you go.
We're in the
well,
Belt,
there's
so,
one stop in front of you, which is good.
yeah.
I know what you could get.
What's that?
Wine vinegar.
Yeah,
Wine
there you
vinegar,
go,
he
Steve.
says. I don't even
Like
know
that,
what that
like
is.
that. Happy clap.
I do.
It's cooking wine. You know, it's
Oh.
vinegar, and it tastes like vinegar. And vinegar is good for you anyway, so you could just take sips of it. It'll have a health benefit, and you won't want any wine.
Okay. Well, I can try that.
Yeah, I would.
I'm willing to try anything, really. But when this comes on, it comes on strong, and each time gets stronger. You know, and it's become a crisis every time it comes.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think until you figure out those answers inside of yourself, it's going to continue to do that because this is part of you that's unhealed in some way, and the alcohol is just the band-aid to it. It's the I don't have to deal with it. You know what I mean? And that's the icky part of it, because when you try to heal yourself or heal those broken parts of you, it gets really icky. And if your default, what I'm learning from being on the boat and from everybody else, is that if your default is to go to that, if your body, like what Tommy says about, him using heroin, if your body puts you in pain to try to get you to do that, then is that what this is? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, but I think that kind of until you journal about it and really answer these questions, like those deep questions, I think you're going to be on the sledge for a while. I mean, it's not just something you can kind of shut down.
Deceitful. They are deceitful. Our minds are.
Yeah, that's true. They can
really
get us in a lot of trouble.
And it's amazing what we can talk ourselves into and rationalize.
That's true too. Yeah, it's insane. It really is. I mean, how we've survived as a species up to this point, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a lot of people asking questions.
Yeah.
But
hello, baby girl.
Balsamic vinegar. No.
It's good to cook with. I wouldn't.
Balsamic vinegar is delicious, I think.
I
could put that on pizza.
Here, ZW.
Balsamic vinegar on lettuce. Oh.
Yeah, on something, but
well, guess what? Balsamic vinegar is reduced wine.
I know, but it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. Richard's stepmom used to make salad and always use balsamic on it, and it was so good.
Oh, it's good.
And she would put a million things in there. So good.
I like to make bruschetta.
Oh. See, I will eat that, Christy, when I have my teeth back in my mouth. Then we will be fine. I will. I will have bruschetta and hoagies and M&M's and Snickers.
Beef jerky.
Yeah.
And what?
Beef jerky.
Oh, yeah. No, I want a Slim Jim. I do want a Slim Jim. You can't eat them without teeth.
No.
Okay.
I know that sounds really gross and disgusting.
No,
but
I like them. I mean, yeah, those are yummy. You buy that little bit of fat squirts out. I love that.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
Oh God. I only get 1,200 calories a day, so I'm you guys are like grossing me out right now.
It's Steve's angels right now. He has 3 girls right now.
No, I'm out on the edge for a cheeseburger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, nachos are my comfort food.
Oh, there you go.
And you can't do that right now, huh?
No.
I can't do that either. I have no teeth.
I'm only allowed 64 ounces of liquid a day and 1,200 calories, 80 grams of protein, and 80 carbs.
Oh.
And you've got to you've got to plan meals ahead to stay in with those parameters. And
yeah.
But I've lost 5 pounds since my last doctor's appointment. So
right.
Oh,
anybody who gets a text message from Steve, can he have his dessert yet? Always type back yes. And in China, like terracotta.
I accidentally sent one to her last night that was meant for my wife, and
I answered it.
She answered it.
I knew it was for his wife, and I had to answer it. And I was like, "Would you like that in the blue china or the pink crystal?"
Hello again, Candy. Hey, good to see ya. Well, you know, I feel calmer inside. I do. Thank you, guys. You talked me down from the ledge.
Carol, the most important part is that you remind yourself to pick up the phone or go live and, go live, but text everybody and let them know. Every
like
number
you did today.
Have, you text them, I'm going live, I need you. Don't always go to the boat because the boat's always going to be there, but people aren't checking the page all the time.
That's true.
Yeah, I just happened to check the page and I was like, oh, and then I seen nobody responded. So then I put a few people in the comments and I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
I mean, that's exactly how 210 and I went, wait a minute, 210. That passed. Oh my God, I feel awful. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm an hour ahead of her. I have to go on there.
I'm so glad you did, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this is called, right? It's called.
We're all three of us, Carol, are Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and we're always here for you.
Thank you.
Yes, we are.
Christy's great for audio.
And I am a night.
I am too.
For explaining things.
What did you say, quiet girl? I couldn't hear you.
I said Christy's good for audio clips. I'm good for very long conversations. And
that's my thing.
Yeah, I know, audio clips.
I do like a running commentary while they're going too. So
I sent a 20-minute audio clip to Quiet Girl because
audio.
Oh, was it 24 minutes? I was like,
hilarious.
I should introduce myself because you've only seen me like once, blah blah blah, and then Steve gets these hilarious stories where I mean I'm just like, you're not gonna believe this.
she runs wild in a state in the serial killer state capital of the world, Washington State.
Let me tell you this story. So, okay, my husband is ex-military, and his job takes him all over the United States and Canada. And the very first time that I went on the road with him, we went to Washington State, and we were in Anacortes, Washington, which is beautiful. It's on Fidalgo Island. It's gorgeous. All right.
Yeah.
But I'm a runner. That's my thing. And at the time, I was running like 10 miles a day. Well, my husband, you can set your watch by. He calls me in the morning when he gets up. He calls me when he goes to lunch. He calls me when he leaves work. There were times we could literally figure out how many hours in a week he worked because of him calling me, so we went through it.
Oh.
So in Washington, it doesn't really snow, in Anacortes because you're not in the mountains, but it rains a lot. And so it finally quit raining. And I was like, yes, I can go on a run. So I get all dressed in my running clothes and I go down and this lady's like, oh, you can go run on the Tommy Thompson Trail. And I'm like, great. So walk down to the start of the trail, put my earbuds in and I start running and I'm running. And then I get in the running zone, which is like when you're in the running zone, I mean, you feel good. Everything feels good. Like your brain is just clicking. Yeah. It's like a natural high, it's really good. So it goes along like the bay where all of the people are. And then you go through the forest. And then you go through the RV park, and then you come to the train trestle bridge, that's in the middle of the bay where you can see the refinery. So I'm like miles outside of town at this point, and I'm running and running and running and running and running. And
Meanwhile, 3 serial killers have driven by her in the car.
right, yeah. And so anyway, I'm going, so I'm going along the bay, and I'm like, oh, this is really pretty, and then I'm going through the forest, and I'm like, oh, these trees are gorgeous. Wow, because the trees are like 200-300 feet tall, and I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. And then I get to the RV park, and I'm like, oh no, this is not good. And so I was like, okay, and then I kept going, and I stopped to check my watch, and I realized my husband is fixing to call me, and there is no way I can get home in time. And I cannot lie to him. Like, I am the worst liar you have ever seen in your life. It is so bad. So he calls me, and he's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I went for a run. And he goes, where are you? And I'm like, well, I'm on the train trestle. Like, I'm pretty sure that if you waved, I could wave back to you. And then his dad voice kicks in. And like, Michael is like 6'2", 220, like built. And he's like, go home now. Like, okay. And so I get off the phone, and I call my granny, because grannies are always supposed to be on your side. So I call my granny, and I'm like, do you know what he did? And my granny, who I'm her favorite grandchild that ever was on the planet, like, she told me this once. She goes, Christy Lee, what are you doing? You need to listen to your husband. You get home. Do you know Ted Bundy was in Washington State? Somebody could come and get you and kidnap you. You listen to your husband. You get home. And I'm like, Granny, you're supposed to be on my side. And she goes, well, I'm not now. And so I was like, great. Okay, great. So then I go all the way back home, and I knew I was like in trouble. And not in a bad way, but I was like, all right, when he comes home, I'm just gonna like steer my way through it and be like, hey, not a problem, So he comes home, and
wait, Zen Wen wants to leave right now. Somebody answer her, because I
Hey,
can't.
Zen.
oh,
It's
Hope
okay.
you get to feeling better.
All good.
Yeah,
feel
much
better, yeah.
Get better, Zen. We love
Yeah,
you.
love you. Yes, love you.
So he
Yes.
sets me on the bed, and he puts his laptop down, and he goes, Google the Black Dahlia. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is? I did not know who that was. Okay. So then I see that, and I'm like, oh, why would you do this to me? Oh my, I'm traumatized. What did you do? He's like, that's what will happen if you keep running through Washington State by yourself. Stay home. And I was like, okay. So I don't run through the serial capital, of the world anymore, so I could get kidnapped.
We don't want that to happen.
We do not
We
want
really
that to happen.
You can't also run.
At least if
You're
they
also not
snatch
allowed
at your
to run
hair,
in
they'll get
Florida.
the wig.
What?
They
Steve?
would grab my wig.
At least if they snatch at her hair, they'll get the wig.
Yeah, exactly.
This time I'd be like, I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Maybe
Here's
that's the
Christy.
answer.
Here's the wig.
That's the answer. I'll be like, I figured it out. I'm going to run with my wig on. Then if they grab my hair, I can keep running. He would just be like, oh God, who have you been talking to?
Yeah. Tell Mike it was Steve. He'll be real pleased
Yeah.
with me.
Feel like, wait, what are you doing? Like, I just got you trained to not run through the woods. Like, we're not going back there. I have all kinds of really the stories that I could tell you, the stupid things I have done. It just, you can't help but laugh, because part of you is like, is she serious? Like, did she
But
really?
she doesn't do them anymore.
No, but I did.
Lord have mercy. Well, I'm glad you don't
know.
run in Washington State anymore.
Yes. I'm pretty good. Well, now, see, my husband did this. I think it's so he could secretly track me. We got the Live 360 that tells you exactly where you are.
Okay.
And
No, that's not secretly tracking. That's overtly tracking.
here's the thing. He goes, look, when I'm on the road, you can see where I am. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And then my sister-in-law's like, oh, wait. So he knows where you are all the time? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, I'm like, oh, he's keeping track of me. She's like, he probably wants to make sure you're not getting in a van with puppy dogs.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's probably a good idea.
White van with no windows, stay away.
Right. I mean, I am that person. Unfortunately.
Hi, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
I had a problem on my end. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm all good.
Good.
Carol, are you feeling any
I'm
better?
feeling 100% so much better. Thank you guys.
Hey, Carol.
Thank you for, wow, you guys.
I've got all afternoon if you want to stay on.
Okay.
Yeah, me
I
too,
mean, I
pretty
am going to be
much.
going on at 4:40, or we can just stay and have a marathon, have a meeting marathon.
Let's do
Hey,
it.
Carol, guess what?
What?
I placed like this huge order, right, with Temu.
Yeah.
It never arrived.
What do you mean?
Never came.
Did it say it was delivered?
No, not delivered. Just
How long ago?
what's today? The 15th? A week ago?
Oh, yeah.
Over a week ago?
It'll be arrived. Go in there in your orders.
I already did. It says
What does it say it is?
It says it's just shipped. That's it. Shipped UPS. That's it.
Okay.
But I did place. I have an order in my basket right now.
Yeah.
For over $1,100.
What?
On Temu? Would you order a whole new house?
Okay, I just threw out 3/4 of my wardrobe. I just lost over 130 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So I literally went through my closet the other day and threw away everything that didn't fit.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm buying like everything that I need, like pants and shirts and shoes. And I found the coolest cowboy boots today.
See how much weight you lose in your feet when you lose weight too?
What?
I went down like a whole shoe size when I lost all my.
I did, and I have a pair of sneakers, and I love them, and they're too big for me, but I don't care. I just keep wearing them, and I add socks.
Really? Your feet size goes down when you lose weight?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because what happens is your body's holding water or calories or whatever, and that makes your feet swell.
Yeah.
Like if you get heavy and your legs get heavy, right?
Yeah.
So there's weight in your feet too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I never thought of that.
I mean, gravity pulls it down there. There's no fighting that.
Yeah.
I mean, I went from very big to very little. The only things that don't change are like some of my hoodies.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this one, my Eagles hoodie, my awesome Eagles hoodie. Yeah.
Very nice.
5X, but I bought it when I was heavy and it was like $60, so I'm not going to get rid of it.
Right.
You know, we're educating these ladies on certain things, and I had to educate not Carol, but who was it, Candy, on the finer points of the phenomenon of streaking back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
See, the older chick goes, "Oh yeah," and you guys are like, "What?"
What's that?
Were you aware that was a thing in the 70s?
No, I was born in 76.
Okay.
So, yeah. No.
You were streaking, but in your living room.
Right. I mean, I've heard that Ray Stevens song, The Streak, so I figured it was a thing, but I didn't think it was like really a thing.
That was dead nuts in the middle of that whole phenomenon.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was like I mean, mostly men doing it. I don't know. I never really heard about women doing it much.
Some. I mean, it was like probably 90%, 10%.
Okay.
And a man.
Can you hear him?
A
Hi,
man
Steve.
went streaking across the basketball court at the Arkansas State game when I was a
I'd
kid.
heard about that.
And he was wearing a Planet of the Apes mask and nothing else.
Oh my word.
But that's very typical of 1978.
I did one with not Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter.
You did?
Jimmy Carter mask.
It was like a challenge that they would have, like we have these different challenges on social media. Well, back in the day, that was the challenge, is to run through the streets naked and not get caught.
Right. Or
Yeah, the social media was dial your dial-up rotary phone and say, "Hey, we're doing this tonight."
yeah.
Now, I mean, I did have the phone in the kitchen with the like 15-foot cord that was all stretched out.
Oh God, yeah. Everybody
You
did.
know,
Today.
yeah. Like I did have that, but
Okay.
purple face crying. But no, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have known what to have done.
Well, you know, Christy, what they used to do is people used to dare other people to streak across like football game fields and baseball fields and basketball courts, and this is like on live TV.
And 100% of them spent the night in a drunk tank.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what they used to do.
And then so they would cover their face but show everything else.
Not
Oh,
always.
sometimes not even.
Sometimes they wouldn't even cover their face. It was just
They would just go.
Yeah.
Not always. Yeah. Not always with a mask.
Oh my word.
See, now we've indoctrinated somebody else, and I degenerated the conversation again. I'm sorry.
We went through a thing when in Philly, like when we had the bar, and it was the summer, and it wasn't raining, and it had rained for like 30 some days. And one of the guys, he was really goofy, and he was like, "The day it rains, I will be in this bar, and I am going to dance in the rain naked on Bridge Street." Now, mind you, in Philadelphia, on a big intersection, and he did it. He did it. There was about 50 people there, and he did it. And then he ran up and down the street naked.
Oh
And
my
he was
god.
not drunk. He just did it.
Did he get caught and arrested and all that? Really?
Really?
Ah, good
My
for
dad
him.
wouldn't have arrested
1%
him. He
made
was
it.
too nice. He was a good guy. We all
Right
liked him,
on.
so it was a good thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But the 70s were crazy. They were.
I'm stuck in the 80s, but the 70s were awesome.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
They
I'm
were.
stuck in the 30s too. I guess you kind of stay where you come of age.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
I came of age in the
I graduated high
80s.
school in
Great time to come of
1985.
age,
I graduated in 88, and
I
Christy
graduated in
graduated
83.
last year, right?
Oh, 83, 85, 88.
And Christy,
95.
yay!
95.
You're still peeing baby formula at 95.
Oh man, I remember the 80s, but I remember him very differently. Like because I was raised so religiously, I was not allowed to listen to I couldn't watch certain TV channels or
Yeah.
certain shows or anything like that. But I had to sneak downstairs. I would go over to my friend's house to spend the night, and we would sneak downstairs to watch Headbangers Ball on MTV because I loved the hair bands, and I had the biggest crush. Oh, I had the biggest crush on Axl Rose and Bret Michaels. I mean, they were beautiful, and I was
What
like,
about Kip Winger?
Especially.
oh, with those eyes. Oh man. And he was a ballet dancer. Like to watch him dance. Now I go back and I look at that and I Axl Rose, I'm like, yeah, okay, Kip Winger, definitely. And then I look at Bret Michaels and I'm like,
He's fatter than I am.
just kind of like, I mean, what was I thinking with that one?
Yeah.
Well, but he was though back in the day. He was beautiful back in the day.
And I've got to think for like
to be in a glam band.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I never did like Motley Crue or Kiss or any of them. I wasn't allowed to listen to Kiss or Motley Crue anyway because of like the pentagram and
Yeah.
And they're like, well, KISS stands for blah 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 blah, and we were never allowed to,
Yeah, right.
we were never allowed to listen to them. But my mom didn't care if I listened to Aerosmith, which I thought, well, that's kind of funny considering one of their biggest hits was Ragdoll.
Right.
Maybe didn't really think that one through.
No.
Well, and Walk This Way is not necessarily innocent either.
Right. Well, and then, kind of my coming of age, and it looks like Candy, she graduated in 96, was born in 77. Mine was like the whole, like, grunge thing. Like, I loved Nirvana and Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was,
Yeah.
Give me
I
Fleetwood
wish
Mac.
that man wouldn't have died.
My very last cigarette was the day that we learned that Kurt Cobain had died.
I cried. My mom's like, why are you crying? I'm like, he's gone. And she, my mom's like, oh no, what member of the family died? I'm like, no.
I remember exactly what I was doing when Elvis died.
I remember.
I was playing wiffle ball.
House. She was like 90-some years old, and I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year did he die? 70 what?
77.
77.
77?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
He didn't even make it
like
to 50, to age 50.
Yeah.
Okay, Christy, we'll give you time. You're fine.
I mean, I do know who. Like, I have watched his movies and listened to his music. So,
if you ever go to Graceland, yeah, that's just an immersive experience of Elvis. You should do it at least once.
I never went to Graceland.
Too far.
I'm gonna go.
My wife's from the Graceland.
Carol.
Huh?
You could go to Graceland.
My wife's from the Graceland.
I'm like, I don't know. It's like a 3-4 hour trip over to Memphis from where I live. I'll have to look it up.
I think I'm like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Candy, my mom was actually not the most strict one. She tells a story of going to an Alice Cooper concert.
Oh,
so it wasn't so much my mom, it was my dad.
Did you know Cooper was sober?
Yes, and he's like a very religious guy and everything.
I sent Tommy this thing the other day that was on YouTube, and it was all about him talking about Jesus Christ and
he is extremely intelligent too,
and all this stuff. Yeah. He's really, really cool.
Yeah.
He would figure it.
And you don't. I mean, he talks about how it's just a stage persona, but I seen an interview where I can't remember if it was Marilyn Manson talking about Alice Cooper or the other way around. I think it was the other way around. I think Alice Cooper was talking about Marilyn Manson, and he said, he's a really smart guy. He's like, I just don't. We just don't talk religion.
Right.
He's like, other than that, and I thought, wow, you can get 2 more different guys.
Yeah,
I mean, like they look alike, but
when he became Alice Cooper became him. And that started an addiction, and he came out of that addiction because of it.
Ziggy Stardust with David Bowie.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
The persona of Alice Cooper actually merged with the guy who is Alice Cooper, and that's when his addictions became outrageous. And then he fought back from that, and he realized that he didn't need to be Alice Cooper 24/7. But like one of the videos that scares me the most, and to this day I cannot watch, and I love it though. You were talking about Headbangers Ball, but do you remember Burning Down the House by Talking Heads?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of chopping up and down the forearm.
And it's
that's letting the days go by. No, Same As It Ever Was is this.
Yeah, Same As It Ever Was. All right.
Yeah. Wait, so I'm confused. You can't watch the end of it because of why?
Okay, the house on the exterior, I don't know how they did it, but they made the house look like it was on fire, and his face was in the middle of the fire. And I still can't watch it.
Really?
Okay.
And everything, and I can watch the whole entire thing except for the end of it.
Except for the end.
I still can't watch Steel Magnolias, so I.
Oh, I can't watch that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why that's one of my favorite horror movies.
I truly cannot watch like and people kind of make fun of me for it sometimes, but like zombie movies like The Walking Dead and
Oh, I
really
can't watch that.
intense movies like that
Never
just
seen an
oh
episode.
I can't watch any horror flicks.
yeah, I
Zombieland is
can't
Awesome.
I can't
I
With
either.
can't
Woody
do that.
Harrelson?
I've seen enough horrors in life. I don't
No,
need
no, no.
to.
It's
You know what I
actually
mean?
it's a comedy.
Oh,
What is
And
it?
it's called Zombieland with Woody
Oh,
Harrelson
Oh
and
yeah,
Bill
that's
Murray.
Michael
funny.
likes that one.
comedy zombies I can do, but
Yeah.
And all they're looking for is the Twinkies. I mean, that is like the greatest
That's
thing. And the
amazing.
snowballs. I mean, what could be better? I just want Twinkies. The whole
It is
truck
raining
full of
behind you,
snowballs.
Carol.
huh?
It is raining behind you.
Yes, it is raining. It's raining really hard, or it was a second ago. Like there were sheets of rain flying by.
It's
Yeah.
still raining. I can see it dripping in your corner.
Yeah.
I just went to my son's flag football game and it was 49 degrees, and you can't go out when it's cold when you're on Coumadin or warfarin.
Oh no, you can't.
Oh god, I'm like this. I had like 2 blankets on me. My wife's sitting there in her long sleeve shirt, and I'm like covered up like an old Eskimo woman.
Did you have a hat?
Yeah, I had a dad hat, denim hat.
Right
There
on.
you go. Right.
Some young guy like 30 walks by and says, "How you doing today, sir?" I'm like, "Sir."
That's right up
You
there.
know,
with
I've been
ma'am.
called ma'am a few times now. I'm old enough to be called ma'am, and it didn't bother me, but it wasn't like, why did we ever demand this of people? I mean, that's the only thing that I'm like, why do we do that?
Yeah.
Why did we ever do that? That it doesn't bother me. It's like, yeah, I'm old.
When I moved to the South, the hardest thing for me to get used to was being called honey or sugar or baby or darling. And the first time it happened, I just kind of looked at this person and I'm like, what? And then I was working in corporate America. I was in my office dealing with this multi-million-dollar client. And he called me baby. He was from Tennessee and he goes,
Yeah.
"Hey baby." And I'm like, "Whoa." So I talked to him and then I got off the phone and I went to the GM's office and I'm like, what? I don't understand. And she's like, "Well, that's just how he is." And it's like, my husband does not even call me baby. So how do I do this? And she goes, "Just give it back to him and then he'll shut up and leave me alone." So I was like, "You're telling me to sexually harass a client?" And she's like, "Well, don't maybe sexually harass him, but
It's not
just
sexual harassment in
give
Tennessee.
it back."
That's
I know, yeah. So he called again, and I had caller ID, and I could see it, and so I answered the phone. I'm like, "This is Christy," and he's like, "Hey, baby," and his name is Big Dan. He goes, "It's Big Dan. Darling, what you doing? What you got for me today, sugar?" And so I told him, I was like, "Okay, I have permission to be ornery. I'm not going to get in trouble for it." And so I just told him, I said, "Honey, what I got for you can't handle. But the metal that I have for you is on sale." And the trim shop supervisor was walking by and he stuck his head in my office and he's just like, and so he stood there. I got off the phone with him. He goes, "No wonder he buys so much metal from us." And I'm like, no, that's not why. Not why. He's keeping you in a job. Let's be happy. But yeah, that was the hardest thing for me to get used to.
My grandmother raised me, and she was from Hackleburg, Alabama. So I struggle with that too sometimes. But Karen's used to it, and I'm not sure if Carol is or not. But
Yes,
all your voice clips are
just a heads up, Steve. I just got a message from Ellen Ballantyne. Christy Robinson is doing okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I sent the alarm out on that last night from this show.
Yeah.
When I watched this show, I sent the alarm out on the boat that Christy needed help.
Yeah, we tracked her down. I got her phone.
Yeah. Okay. Cosmic Christy, right?
Yes.
Good.
Didn't realize I was calling Queensland, Australia, but that's okay.
All right, I have something I need to do. I didn't want to do it in the state I was in, but now I feel like I do.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
that's good.
Yeah.
All
There
right.
we go.
Let's brighten things up a bit. You're welcome, Candy.
So yeah, that needed to be done. I was just looking at those. Those need to be on now. I feel better. I didn't even feel like turning my lights on, my pretty lights.
I gotta run
There
out
you
for a
go.
second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You're feeling better, and we've talked about addiction 0 minutes in the past 40.
That's
Right,
good. That's amazing. That's what you want.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys being here for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
You would do it
Yeah.
for me. You would do
Absolutely.
it for us.
Yes, 100%. You know, and this is how I want this to work. Somebody says, I need a meeting. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. We're calling a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want this to be.
I've got a very full schedule of sitting around, so I'll have to work it around that. But
Nice.
That's
yeah.
funny.
So I think it stopped raining now. Yeah, it stopped. My poor little calves are, you know, they need to figure out where to go to get shelter. There's two places they can go, but I just turned them out to the big pasture. I got these two little calves for my neighbor.
is the donkey still chasing the one?
No, I haven't seen him chasing them again. But I stood guard for quite a while. I stood between the calves and Donkey Man a good bit, and he knew I wasn't playing. You're not going to touch these calves. You're not going to do this.
Right.
You know that I've seen zebras do that in Africa with like a stray baby gazelle. They'll kill it as a predatory defense response because that baby gazelle they know it's going to attract predators. So they'll kill it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's what's going on in your barnyard. I
Well,
hope not.
because, you know, this donkey was in a little pen with 3 cows, and you know, when their goats were not at a petting zoo, they here with goats. That's why I got him, is because he had a history of being. You can't always trust a donkey around goats. You know, they can be dangerous. And but this one had been. He was 3 years old and tested around him, so that's why I got him. And I've been wanting one for a while, but for some reason he got even though he's and there's calves in the pasture right next door. In fact, he has friends. The whole reason I got these guys is because there were 2 calves that he had befriended, and he'd see them starting to come this way toward our property, and he would, wherever he would run and just bray excitedly. And then they'd kind of do their little talking through the fence, and then they'd just kind of graze down the line of the fence together, kind of hang out. That's
hey, how
they
you doing? Let's hang for a while. Let's have a meeting.
Yeah, exactly. And so I told my neighbor I wanted to buy those 2 calves because they were his friends, you know, and I knew he was probably getting ready to take them to the sale barn. Hey, welcome back.
Again.
And so when it came time to go to the sale barn, he told me that cows were up in price, and he would have given me a discount from what they were selling for the market, but it was still more than he felt good about asking me to pay, and it was truthfully more than I should pay for just normal everyday cows.
Well, if you think of them as beef, then you think differently.
Yeah, but I don't. This is just
right. No, I understand.
A donkey.
Yeah.
You know, and so he said, but I've got these other 2 calves. He had a bull jump the fence and breed 2 heifers that were too young to breed. They were not even fully grown yet, and
pedophile.
So they had to come out of teeny tiny wombs, and the moms weren't old enough or developed enough to develop milk. And so they just got really, really, really stunted. Like the girl, when she first came to us, looked like she was a week old at the most. That's how small she is.
Wow.
And she was born at the beginning of the summer, and we just got him like 2-3 weeks ago. And the boy came from another heifer. He's a little bit bigger. He's all legs though. He's got this skinny little body and these long old legs, but he looks like he's like a month and a half old. And so I'm just feeding him really good stuff. I've got, some sweet all stock, and then I put some alfalfa pellets in there and some oats in there. And I've got 2 different mineral supplement things. One's
protein,
yeah, like a calf grower mineral supplement that you add to the feed, and then some salty mineral that I put in there for them. And then I sprinkle some powdered cow's milk on that and just mix it all up.
I've heard of rescue dogs, but never rescue calves.
Well, he just didn't have time for pets, especially cow pets. He's got this big old bull named John Henry. It's as big as a buffalo, maybe bigger.
Yeah.
And he's got an old mare and an old mule. And he says, that's all the pets that I have time for. So he didn't want to raise 2 calves to be pets. So he knew that I didn't mind that kind of thing. And so here we are.
Well, guys, my husband is calling, so I am going to hop off of here, and I will talk to you guys later.
We'll look for your voice clip later.
Appreciate it.
Hi, guys. I'm still here. I'm just doing something.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Thought I had something on my shirt, but it was on my screen.
Yeah, Karen, you're going to have to book more time here, though.
What?
Have you already booked your flight to come out here?
Not yet, but I am.
Okay, well, you're going to need more time here to do all the things you were wanting to do.
Well, how much time do I need?
I mean, if you want to do Graceland and flea markets and what else, other things?
We don't have to go to Graceland this trip. We can go to Graceland.
I heard it's really run down now.
No, it's not.
No?
No, it's not.
No, Graceland's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very much not run down.
Well,
it had probably gotten that way at some point, but
yeah,
it is not now. It has been fully, they have curators there that are that their whole job is to preserve Graceland and the artifacts in Graceland.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's pretty much a museum now, like a historical museum even, That's the level of curators that they have and care people.
Good.
That's how they're treating it. Mm-hmm.
Or because they're making money in tourism, so they can afford it.
That's right. That's right. They have a place to eat there called Vernon's Place. Elvis's dad's name was Vernon, and apparently he was an excellent meat cook, barbecuer, meat cook. And every once in a while, I just get a hankering for that baked catfish at Vernon's Place.
I've never had catfish.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I have catfish every summer.
Oh, really?
I live 5 miles from a beautiful catfishing hole.
Right on. Yeah. We had catfish in our pond growing up, so if we caught a catfish, it was a fish cook,
Yeah.
And I used to love to go down to the pond and fish with my little bamboo pole. I didn't like the rod and reel because I always got stuff tangled up. I was a kid,
I'm back.
The parents sit there and teach me how to cast. That didn't come until later, like an actual boy taught me how to cast with a rod and reel because that was his thing. Yeah, that was his thing.
I think he probably had a crush on you. If he was willing to do that, he had a crush on you.
He had other things in mind, but
you think?
But I was one of those that would defiantly graduated from high school a virgin because I found out that the football guys had a bet going to see who could bed me first. And I'm like,
that's just wrong.
Hell no. And so I graduated a hell no virgin.
You should have went to the one guy. You should have went to one guy that you could trust and said, "We'll say you did it, and we'll split the money."
Yeah.
There you go.
Who could think like that in high school? But yeah.
Guys can.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, I went through all of high school, everybody thinking I was like a bad girl and all this other stuff, and I just wasn't.
Yeah. Right on.
No, weird.
I would like to join that part of the conversation, but I cannot.
Well, Steve, you know.
But
you're a
yeah,
guy.
I was disgusted.
I've been monogamous for
Yeah, when I
31
found that
years
out.
now, though.
Right
Yes.
on. Yeah, I was disgusted when I found that out, and I'm like,
Oh, that's barf. That's barf material.
yeah. You know,
That's
and I'd already seen what some of the guys had done, how they had just left these girls in the lurch, man, just busted up, just broken up, all kinds of broken up, not given one inch of a shit.
Right.
I'd already seen that, and that made me sick enough. But then I find out that these guys have that going. I'm like, y'all can go
get
F
away.
yourselves, you know.
Which I'm sure some of them were.
Well, yeah. Well, you never know. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care.
No, guys do that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Boy, we can get in some weeds, can't we?
Yeah, we can.
You know what? It's always when I'm on here, though. We get in
How
the
is
weeds.
that possible, Steve?
You've talked to me enough to know that.
Carol, when you start getting text messages from Steve around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night to say, I want my triple or my quadruple or my double or whatever, just go with it.
Sugar-free
sugar-free
Jello, sugar-free cottage cheese is my triple.
Oh, okay.
I save calories all throughout. I'm eating raw carrots, celery, raw snow peas, and cucumber right now.
That sounds really good, actually.
It does.
That sounds amazing.
I walked out of my room and Rich is making pierogies.
What are those?
Oh, shut! That's the food of my people. Molesty.
Yeah, it's like you want to explain what pierogies are, Steve?
They're like a little potato meat hand pie thing.
Potato meat hand pie. Okay. Is it like a kind of like an empanada? Is it like shaped like that?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Except it's got a thicker crust.
Okay.
They put like potato in it, and potatoes and cheese, or
you can
onion,
put cheese or meat or anything you want, but potatoes the main filling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're looking to cut carbs, don't have one.
You're right, exactly. And
Yeah,
then
I'm a carb girl. I burn a lot of energy just being me. So yeah, carbs are
Rich
my.
is sauteing the onions right now, and I like them black.
Yeah.
And his father likes them like sauteed, so I'm like, well, you better make mine black because I like that.
Right on.
And at first, I thought he was making homemade cheesesteaks. I was like, are you making cheesesteaks? No. I go to the dentist tomorrow.
Good. Are you going to actually get your grill?
No. Okay. Tomorrow I get my molars.
Okay.
All my other teeth.
Wait. At least you can chew gum.
Then they're supposed to send them out after that.
Okay.
And then we'll see how they fit.
So something to anchor them to, is that what the idea is, or
what?
You're doing
pop-ons.
They doing the molars for something to anchor to, or are you just have all implants?
Okay, so it's a denture. So they put in the first like 12 teeth or 8 teeth or whatever, and then they have to do your molars after that.
Okay.
And they have to see where your bite is, so they know where to position at. And then she's put the molars in, so I'll go in tomorrow morning and I'll try them on with the molars. I'll see how they feel.
Yeah.
Then they ship them out, and then they come back. And then after they're back, and I can wear them, I'll have them in for like a week or so, and then I have to have a scan and then 3 days later they're gonna set my surgery up,
Okay.
where they'll put the anchors in my mouth. They'll put the anchors in like in here, and it'll snap right in.
Okay.
What
That sounds
happened, Steve?
great.
I'm gonna call my wife and tell her to come up and say hi to you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
hi, Vicky. I gotta meet Vicky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We have
I've been wanting to
conversations
meet
all
her
the
too.
time. Hey, Vicky.
Hey, come on up here for a second. I have a couple ladies that want to meet you.
Yay!
Okay, bye. Yeah. No, she is. I would be absolutely lost without her.
Right on.
I mean, she is so I mean, half of our marriage I was a drunken buffoon, and the other half I was sick with, heart problems. So
Yeah.
I mean, you look up long suffering in the Bible or the dictionary, and that's the
She defines it.
you gotta stick your face right in front of the camera and say hi.
Hi, ladies.
Vicky.
Hi,
Hi.
Vicky.
It is awesome to meet
Hi.
you.
I've been doing dishes and cooking lunch stuff. So
Right on. It's good to see you. We hear about you a lot.
yeah,
You're a good lady to have in his life.
You're
yeah.
a saint.
And
You're a
thanks for
saint,
taking
Vicky.
good care of
We're
him.
soulmates. We've been through a lot.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I would
That's an
say.
understatement.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
All
wanted you
right,
guys to
nice
say hi.
meeting you,
Nice
ladies.
meeting you, Vicky.
Nice meeting you, Vicky.
Yay! Thank you for doing that.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. It stays away from all appearance of impropriety when you involve your spouse in what we're doing here. It's
Oh, yeah.
Steve's actually been popping through the door, contributing to the conversation.
I
I
don't
wish
know
he'd
why
get in the camera, but
He's
he won't do it. But anyway, so he's here and he's involved.
I saw him stick his head in.
Yeah. I could turn the camera that way so the next time he does, but that part of the room is not looking great. So I'm not going to do that.
Well, as you can see, I'm 227 pounds this morning, but I got a big man's chair, so I don't go.
Come here. You got to say hi. We're introducing spouses. Rich,
Hey,
that's
Steve.
Steve and Carol.
Rich.
Hi, Rich.
Hey, Rich, buddy, how you doing?
I'm the one with the little cows.
And I'm the
She
one
has
that
the
gave your wife the hatchet.
Yes, the cows.
And Steve gave me the hatchet. That's Steve.
Oh, the hatchet. Okay, got it.
The story behind that, Carol, is sometimes it's if you have a fly in your forehead, sometimes you can wave it off.
Yeah.
But Karen takes it off with a hatchet.
Wowee. Okay.
She's blunt.
She's got a mean swing too.
Say hi, Candy. Say hi to Candy. She's in the chat.
Hi, Candy.
Well, say hello from me, please, Steve. Okay.
Introduce spouses. Come here and be introduced.
He's got to go back and make
It's
dinner
nice
now.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Bye.
She's who I'm going to see in Arkansas.
So we've met Vicky, Steve's spouse, and we've just met Rich, Karen's spouse. So
Rich
this
just said you need a mini
Steve,
cow.
my spouse.
This is
Hi,
from
Steve.
Zoom. You guys
Hi,
remember
Steve.
Zoom from the 70s?
Hi, Steve.
Yep, Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's who immediately reminded me of Jeff Spicoli.
Man, I'm gonna
Carol,
win
you got
public
your own
clearinghouse.
Sean Penn.
Yeah. Yeah,
Who's
you
gonna
can
bring the
check
big?
me.
Who's gonna bring the big fat check though? Because that big man's dead.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie Mullins.
Hi, Candy.
Hey,
Hey, Charlie, how you doing,
Hello.
buddy?
Are they calling me Jeff Spicoli?
Yeah, we
I
are.
did, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I used to get Axl Rose when my hair had color.
He was a real redhead.
I'm sorry,
That's a
Mr.
lot of-
Hand. I just
he's got
couldn't
a lot
make it to
of
class on
in there.
time. There was a huge line at the vending machine.
Yeah.
Charlie, it is awesome to see you. Thank you for being here.
Charlie-
Yes, Charlie, we needed your input.
Charlie's name.
Yes.
Oh, on the text.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not savvy with all this stuff.
Me either, but somehow they walked me through it.
They'd have to walk
Click
me.
here, and click here, and I was on. I'm like, oh, I can work with
Yeah.
that.
Gadgets.
We make it
I'm
easy
working
for
on-
you.
I'm working on guitar amps right now.
Oh, cool.
Are you?
I
need.
prepared a couple because we have kind of a collection of old PVs and crate and the cheap amps that we had growing up, and
I need an acoustic amp.
an acoustic amp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a
My Epiphone Hummingbird Pro.
that's almost like a small PA would serve.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
input.
Yeah.
Steve
Then
can
you would
play
get a lot
too,
more
Steve.
versatility because you'd get some microphones. I'm knocking things over here.
A little light. I have a light over here. I have lights, but I haven't got them turned on because it wasn't that kind of meeting. It was like I'm in a desperate spot here. Charlie, I don't know how much you know about me, but I have 20. Thank you, sweetheart.
Aw.
Aw.
He's-
All the love in the world. All that love.
But I have 29 years sober, but in the last 10 years now, I came out of a cult in 2009, and since then I've kind of had to be wrestling with my alcoholism. I kind of used the cult and the coercive control religion thing
Right.
to keep me sober, which I don't recommend doing at all. And then when I came out of that, I
Because
had
it's
that to
based
deal
on
with.
foolishness.
Yeah,
It's not based on anything solid.
yeah.
At least
Yeah.
you weren't a Scientologist.
Well, no, I wasn't a Scientologist, but a coercive control group is a coercive control group, and their whole goal is to immerse you in the culture that they cultivate, that they foster.
So you feel like you can't get out.
Yes. And the penalties are, really high to get out. Like with Scientology, you lose your
Right.
family and your friends. With like the kind that I came out of, it's you go to hell because we're the chosen group.
Well,
God's chosen, and
your mom is a Baptist, and I'm sure that she can show you that exists no place in the Bible.
my mom a Baptist.
Oh no, shoot, that was Christy. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no, my mom's Methodist or Episcopalian. I don't know. I think she grew up in the Episcopalian church or Lutheran.
Well,
something
trust
like
me,
that.
it appears nowhere in the Bible about
Yeah.
you leaving other people and going to
Yeah,
hell.
no, she was worried about me being in that. She was. But, she was always one of those that kind of let me make my own decisions, and respected that. And she was a good mom that way. And, she rarely told me what she thought because she kind of knew I was stubborn and wouldn't do any good.
But you're not.
Well, I
You're
not so much now, but I was.
I was going to
Yeah.
say probably less so now than before. Oh, that's right. That's what I want right there.
Tell them that the knobs are made of.
They
spray
can
paint.
hear you.
Oh, these knobs are spray paint sprayers.
Okay.
The button that you push to spray for spray paint, he took those
Oh yeah. So
knobs out of
what?
it.
These
If
have
they're
a
if they're
small
operable,
knob
so what?
behind there that you turn, and another one on top. They're impossible to find. They don't make them. This amp's 37 years old.
Well, it was made when I was 20, so I'll be able to operate it.
So what did he say?
He said it was made when he was 20, so he'd be able to operate it.
Yeah, that's right. We'd be able to.
I'm
this
going to take
is
my
pretty
earbuds
good.
out without them.
I don't think the computer
Oh.
monitors
Oh, yeah, maybe not. Are you guys still here? I may have to.
well.
Yeah, we're here.
I can hear you.
Hey, Cosmic Christie just
Hey!
added in.
I called an impromptu meeting, Christy, because I was grappling once again with drinking. Yes, I have 29 years, but as I kept trying to explain to Charlie here, um, I got out of a cult in 2009. And when I did, that's when I started having to grapple with alcohol again. I used kind of the coercive control group to kind of control me and my drinking. That's how I did. That's what I did. And then when I didn't have that anymore, let me get her back here. And by the way, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I took my earbuds off. Karen, let's see if we can hear you.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. That
I'm
way
here.
Steve can. Okay. And so
I'm freezing.
since I did not go to rehab voluntarily, there's always been this bit of a nagging question. Am I really and truly an alcoholic? You know, I didn't relapse because about 3 weeks into, being made to go to rehab, I realized how close to death's door I had come. I had not had a home in months. I was couch surfing. I was a size 0 or size 2, which, normally I'm size 6 to 8. And I was gaunt. I was very unhealthy. I was just doing cookies and alcohol, basically.
Cookies
to
and
survive.
alcohol?
Mm-hmm. I like those Keebler's fudge, mint fudge things.
Uh-huh.
I hate mint with chocolate. I hate mint with chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, you don't know what you're missing.
Oh, I do.
No, you do not.
And so,
you know what I like? Are the Keebler cookies with the fudge in the middle with the butter cookies on both sides.
Oh, well, yeah, those
kind
are
of
delicious.
good.
Sorry, Carol.
It's
But
fine.
yeah,
It's fine. So when I get out of the cult, I start wrestling because I moved back to Arkansas. I was in a cult in California, and I had an interim period in Texas for about a year with my mom having open heart surgery and helping her get back on her feet. And when she was, I had a choice. I was either going to go back to California, where I had a great job that I absolutely adored, working on a reservation in their environmental department.
oh, sweet.
It was. I loved those
That
people
must have
so
been
much,
so
and I
much
loved the
fun.
res, and I loved what we did, and yeah,
That's what they call it. They call it the res. That's
yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Carol, about that?
Okay.
Like, were you able to go to like the Indian things that they do where they're dressed and they have the
the
bonfire?
tribal things.
I could have. I think. I don't think they would have had a problem with that. I mostly
No,
just
I would
kind
just
of let
like to
them
see.
be,
I
have
don't know.
fun for themselves. I didn't have to, be part of everything they had going.
Right.
If they would have invited me, I most certainly probably would have been there.
Have you
Yeah.
seen
For some reason,
Have you seen Longmire on Netflix?
No.
I have seen an episode or two. Yeah,
It deals a lot with the reservation, with
yeah,
the res.
yeah. But see, these were mission Indians, and so
Yeah.
they're a little bit different. Their culture was taken away by the Spanish in the 1600s, long before other
Oh,
Europeans
wow.
ever got hold of them. So yeah, they were converted very harshly to Catholicism and made to build their Catholic missions and made,
Uh-huh.
Be subservient and be a good Catholic. And yeah,
That's awful.
it was the whole Jesuit mission situation. They were on both coasts in that time. They were on the East Coast in Florida, and then they were on the, so the southern parts of each coast.
Right.
And so, what they know of their culture, they know from the Degano Indians in Mexico that have a different dialect, but they only were able to maintain the parts of their culture that were told to them and they learn through the ones in Mexico that they didn't find to make Mission Indians. So it was a little different thing, but yeah, they used to go to regional and national powwow things where
Oh wow.
tribes would come together. Yeah. And they'd take a bus of people, like especially like the elders, to those. And yeah. And so that was mostly those kinds of cultural things that they
Okay,
did.
bye, Candy. Her hubby's
Bye,
getting home from
Candy.
work.
But so yeah, I came back to Arkansas, and it's like visiting the scene of a crime, basically, because that's where I did all my stuff,
Hey,
all my
Cosmic
drinking, all of my
Christie.
drug using, had my baby, gave my baby up, and
Ugh.
and yeah, and
I can't
Cosmic
imagine
Christie's
what
here,
a
guys.
burden that would be.
it was not something that I would ever tell a woman to do.
No, it's awful. It's
It
the
is
worst
awful.
thing you can do.
And when you really think about, you take it down to the bare bones of what adoption is, and I apologize to anybody that's offended by this, but what do you do when it's the truth? You are blowing up one family to make your family. That's what you're doing when you're adopting.
Sure.
But
And there are kids that
that are orphaned through war and things like that.
and through their parents just abandoning them altogether, and there's no hope of making that a family, but most people don't want those kids. They want the brand new bun out of the oven,
How
fresh out of
old
the oven.
were you? How old were you when you gave?
I was 26. I was old enough to know that I was in a very bad place in my life, but I had not had enough experience to know that that's possible to get out of and to change. So it was a sketchy stage there with that,
Do you feel like any part of you just gripping the steering wheel right now has anything to do with that?
maybe because it's all interconnected.
Yeah.
everything that we deal with is all interconnected. I
Yeah.
mean, I went through it with my daughter
Yeah.
at 28, 29 years old. I can't even remember how old I was.
Yeah.
And now I look at that and go, oh, okay. I know I probably will never have a relationship with her because she doesn't want it.
Yeah.
I
got really lucky. My son wants me in his life, and I'm very, very, very thankful.
Oh, that is so great to
That
hear.
is wonderful.
It doesn't give us back the time that we lost growing up with each other, but we have at least that. And I'm very thankful for that. I always will.
More like a little buddy to you than.
Well, yeah, he considers me first a friend, but I mean, he's always going to be my baby. I only had one, and
I tell Tyler that all the time.
I did spend 5 days with him before I handed him over to the people that adopted him. So, we did have at least that time together when he was a brand new baby. And I just didn't know that my life would be anything but what it was at the time. And also, I had come from an abusive situation with my brother, and I was afraid that I was that also.
Right.
And I wanted to break that cycle big time.
Right, exactly.
And so, I learned later on from a counselor, a therapist that I had seen, that if you're asking that question of yourself, like, could I be like that? Then you're not. Because the person that's like that never questions it.
No, they don't.
Well, why don't you apply that to alcohol then?
Apply what?
If I have to ask myself I'm not, or that same.
I'll have to be processing that in my journal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I came back here, and and I was free of the coercive control, and I had a life ahead of me to live, and what was I going to do with that? And part of that was to see if I could drink and be okay, and I never did it. I started seeing Steve right away, when I moved back here. We had known each other running in the same circles before I moved to California. And he contacted me on Facebook, and we would private message, you know, here and there. He found me in 2008, and we got together when I moved back here in 2007. All right, you guys.
I'm wearing my red coat.
He got a, I think it was a dumpster dive.
My brother, he lives next
And your Where's Waldo t-shirt.
But look, it's really
and it's beanie too.
Marlboro coat. But I'm turning it inside out, so it's just red.
And boy, is it red.
It is.
He's got his Where's Waldo hat on too.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find me. Except,
yes, we will.
You know, you remember those 3D posters that were big in the, I guess, the early 90s, possibly late 80s, but I think early 90s. They would be in the mall or they'd be at some shopping center, and so poster would look like it wasn't very artistic. It'd have 2 or 3 people, and then after you looked at it for a minute,
Yeah, from a certain point, it just popped at you.
It would pop. I've been wanting to get wallpaper that did that and put it in the bathroom. Like your friends would come see years.
All you'd be doing was walking around your house all day.
Yeah. But eventually they'd come to your house, somebody, and they'd use the bathroom. 3D would pop on them, and they would tell you, they would go, "Oh my God."
Okay, you need to sit down now. The wallpaper's getting to you.
Right. Dude, no, really, wallpaper's terrible. That's a hard thing to deal with.
Yes, and it's a hard thing to get off too.
My mom made me do wallpaper a couple times, and it was torture. But people used to love it, and they'd spend a lot of money on. Remember, there was we had like a, I don't know, it's 4,000 square foot. That's not a small store, maybe bigger wallpaper store in town for 25 or 30 years.
Yeah, we did.
Some of that paper was, I'm sure I couldn't afford it. But of course, I think people just quit affording it.
Yeah.
It's too complicated. It adds
It's
a lot
too complicated.
of labor.
And then if you want to do something different, you've either got to paint over it, which leaves a seam.
Yeah, it's
you have to address the seams, or take it off, which can make a mess too, and be very difficult.
You can't.
Christy, are you still here?
I'm here. I just kind of like.
No, Christy.
Yeah.
Oh, Christy's gone.
Cosmic Christy, though.
Oh, Cosmic Christy.
Yeah.
She left.
And I don't know if
Charlie's
here or not.
No, not Christy Colwell. Cosmic Christy.
Yeah.
She's been in the chat.
Are you doing
a few
form
four.
Are you still here?
I'm gonna go to work on that 4-wheeler.
Okay. Yeah.
And we may not.
Okay.
A gamble.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too, baby. He's going to go to his brother's, and they're going to work on a 4-wheeler that they're trying to repair and get repaired for a guy, so he can sell it. So they're
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's electric.
He sounds like a handy guy to have around.
He's an electronics repair wizard. He really is.
He's here.
Christy, you're here.
Yay.
Yay. How are you? I called you last night, Christy, or this morning. Well, last night.
I gave you my number. You call it anytime.
You can call me anytime, Christy. Anytime at all.
And Carol, if you would like.
Yeah, you can. You can reach out to me anytime, anywhere, any way. Yeah.
Christy's over in Australia.
So yeah. That's when 2010, when I moved back here and started dating Steve, that kind of took my mind off of it for a little while, but I was dealing with it, and he was, and I would talk to him about it, and I'd say, I really want to solve this question, and I really want to drink, just to see if I can.
Right.
Did I just get into a binge mess because of all the other stuff I was doing, or,
Is there
it's okay.
Really anything cool about it?
There's nothing cool about it at all. It wasn't to be cool.
I haven't had a cigarette since December 3rd,
2005. Yes. And your last booze was in 2009, right?
January maybe 1st or December 30th, 1st of 2008. Yeah,
Yeah.
2008.
2008 or 9 was his last beer. Yeah.
March 18th, 2009.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's his date. Yeah.
That's about the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have no blessed clue on my date.
Oh, really?
None.
Okay.
None.
That's okay.
Yeah. The only reason that I do is because of rehab.
Yeah. That's the day they drove me all hungover down to Illinois, and
We had black mold when I quit smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, in the shop where he and his brother had a shop. It was a computer repair and amp repair and sound where they could set up all your sound equipment and run sound for you.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
man, he sounds like a neat guy to hang out with. I went to culinary school, so I'm like the wife. You know?
He cooks. He was a cook at one of our favorite eating places back in the day. He was there for like 12 or 13 years as a cook.
9 years.
9 years?
It seemed like longer
Oh, okay.
because the world changed so much.
That's true.
89 to 98.
89 to
Huge
98.
change in the
Yeah,
world.
that's true.
A
And
lot changed.
A
You
lot.
know, your face brightened up when you talked about that just now.
It
What-
did.
Brightened up for what?
Your face lit up with fondness of remembering about that favorite eating place.
Oh,
You're
We-
It was the culture.
It was the social media of our day.
it was like cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you wanted to find out what was going on with anybody, you just showed up at ROTC and they show up, or
Yeah.
somebody would be there that you were curious about how they're doing. And
You had peers from 70 to
But-
17.
yeah, 70 to 17. Are you guys able to hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, we really did have we had a lot of peers that were from retirement down to the high school kids that came in to have coffee. And that whole group really kind of interacted really well. And I think that was left over from the diner age.
That sounds like
Yeah.
so much like stuff we need now.
We need it in the worst way
We
because those
do.
kids really need that kind of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God,
They-
yeah.
They had no interpersonal skills whatsoever.
No, because they don't have to look outside themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
They're a gadget generation. I mean, we were the computer generation. We didn't know it, but you know, everything turned electronic on us. Just that it wasn't in one gadget in our hand. It was just everything was getting digital.
I started dating my wife before the internet existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Now I'm old.
I
Oh,
learned
stop it.
All old.
I learned to program on 64 kilobytes of memory.
That's like typing the alphabet.
My first computer was
Commodore 64.
I wish. No, I didn't get a computer till like 1990, but it was an 8088. It would not do Windows. It was all a yellow screen, but it did have a hard drive. And so then I just started changing pieces and parts until I finally got something on Windows. And I think we all did America Online and did dial up.
Yeah.
I have no
Yeah.
part of my brain that works like that. Not one single part.
Well, I get frustrated a lot. And I think that's how I help people solve problems, is because I realize that mostly those things, if they don't do right, they're just frustrating instead of getting your work done. But
I
today,
can barely get the screws back in if I take them out.
you know, I worked on a lawnmower a couple months ago. By the time I was done, I was so beat up. 2 bolts broke, and then I was going to strip them and thread the bolt, and one of my threading things broke. So I had 3 different bolts holding the same lawnmower together. I could have fixed the second broken one, but I thought my first broken one was it's a silly point, but I guess I go through a lot of things I don't fix so that when I work on something for somebody else, I've already had a couple of failures. I'm bound to have a success on theirs.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Thomas Edison said he found out 864 ways not to make a light bulb.
Right.
Y'all, I don't know if you'd be able to see this or not, but I got to see if I can show it to you. Can you see that donkey out there?
Yes.
They can see
Yeah.
it. They can't see that.
Those are his little cow friends over there, and it looks like the little guys are kind of warming to him, and maybe he's warming to them.
Well, good. Let's have no more discord in the yard.
He was saying, oh, how he wants to hang out with those cows across the fence.
Yeah. This is our fence right here. They're just needing a meeting. That's all.
Remember, we used to have stray calves, and they would come spend all day with our goats.
Yeah. We had, before we fixed our fence, they could just kind of walk in through the barbed wire. Yeah.
If you want me to laugh so hard I drool, show me a pygmy goat.
Oh. You need to show him 7.
Goat screams. Forget about it.
Yeah. Oh, we've got some ones that can make some noises you don't even know what they are.
Oh
You
yeah.
need to see 7. He needs to see 7. 7 is so adorable.
I can only mock it when I hear them do it, and then I can mock it pretty well.
I can make that sound if I hit my finger with a hammer or something. Otherwise, I can't get close to it.
But anyway, so moved back here, got with Steve pretty within, we in fact, I had not moved back when we basically got together. I was kind of doing a scouting ahead situation.
In transit, reconnaissance mission.
Yeah. To, see if I could get a job and see if I could secure a place to live and all that stuff.
Yes, fainting goats are funny, Christy.
Yes, they are.
And then so we went out.
Hi, Hope. How are you?
Hey, full of hope.
10:17. You must be
Hi,
in
Paula.
Australia.
No, she's out in Armagh County outside of Belfast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did I say that right, Full of Hope? Yes. Armagh.
And
no, Australia's like 12 hours ahead of us, isn't it?
Yeah, they're across the international date line.
I always tell them, don't tell me what happens. I want to be surprised when I find out.
They're actually, I think they're 14 hours ahead.
Okay.
Makes you full of hope.
Yeah. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So, it feels, now that I'm telling the story of my not drinking, there has been a lot of divine intervention, because I got with Steve when I was coming back home to the scene of the crime where I did all my stuff, and, there's got to be something there, right?
Yeah.
If you can find a person of like mind that wants to be support for you as well as be supportive, that's the luckiest situation you can be in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because nothing will drag you down quicker than an unsupportive spouse or significant other.
Truth. My first marriage was like that, and it was the loneliest I've ever been. Was in a bad marriage with that feeling absolutely alone in the thing. That's the loneliest I've ever felt. And I've had some very lonely times.
Well, maybe there's some of that abandonment issues coming in.
Maybe so. So, but
I just want to concentrate on you. Quit gripping the steering wheel right now. I just want you to loosen your grip. That's all I'm trying to get you to do.
Right on. Yeah, well, I don't know if I've done that or not, or if I am doing that. I don't know.
Well, you're talking about you wanna drink some Cristal to see if to reconcile something with yourself.
Yeah.
and I think that's gripping a little bit.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
I mean, I could be just
I mean, I honestly don't know what it is, but I know that that every time it comes to me feeling like a crisis, like a major crisis.
I could be full of pygmy goat
Probably not.
crap right now. I
Probably
mean,
not. No, probably not. Because I really don't know what it is that is really behind it all. There's got to
that's
be something.
that's what Cosmic Christie is going through right now.
Yeah. Unsupportive partners aren't even worth it. They are not. Yes. They are not.
She got him sober, then he narcissist out on her and left.
betrayed.
Yeah.
If you weaponize, what people are going through and make that a weapon to throw
Yeah,
against
that's
them,
his
mm-mm. Not good. Not okay. And
seventh son just popped in. A seventh.
son. So these guys have talked me off the ledge. Let me get Karen back in here. These guys have talked me back off the ledge. I'm kind of back to that same old thing that am I really, am I not an alcoholic? Because I was made to go to rehab. I did not go of my own volition.
Having trouble hearing you now.
But I was not going to
There we go.
period. And the only thing that was going to stop me was death. And something intervened, and I didn't know what it was at the time, but I was handed an opportunity, and I recognized this is a gift, and I didn't want to just trash that gift by going out and relapsing,
Right.
And dishonor the blessing that you just got.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner's ready. Guys, dinner's ready. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay? I'm just going to leave it on.
Okay.
I still got a couple carrots and a couple celeries left, so I'm good.
Oh, are you? Okay, I'll be back.
All right.
So yeah, and I just it's a nagging question that never really goes away. But it seems like every time it comes with increasing strength of how it throws me.
Yeah.
And what it throws me into, the storm it throws me into, and so these guys got me through the storm, and I'm so thankful. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it.
We have done nothing other than be your friend today.
Well, that's huge. You know how many people out there drinking and using right now that don't have that?
Yeah. I'd say most of them.
Mm-hmm. Because when you're in that, your friends are fair weather. And that's just the truth. When the fit hits the shan and things get real, they scatter like cockroaches. The people that you're hanging out with to drink and do drugs with.
Christy says Smart Recovery says you are an alcoholic, but you don't have to always be one.
Okay.
I know you're a fan of Smart Recovery, so
yeah. I'll have to, all of these things I'll have to kind of chew on a while,
If it created more problems in your life
Me too.
than it was worth, then I would say you were probably an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Couch surfing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was no holding a job if I did get a job. And eventually I came to the point where you could look at me and see that that's not someone you want working for you.
No, right. No, your face is all sunken in. I was over 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And who's going to hire a planet to work for them?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I was dropped off in downtown San Diego in front of the Catholic Charities homeless shelter. And by some miracle, I did not have to spend the night in the streets that smelled like urine and feces. By some miracle. And so when you wake up from something like that and you realize you've just been handed that precious of a gift, yeah, that
I
was,
know that you're really open-minded spiritually
yeah,
with different kinds of spirituality,
yeah,
but there must have been a reason for 29 years why, it just baffles me that it keeps coming back stronger.
yeah, it does. I mean, if it baffles you, don't think it doesn't baffle me, because it does.
No,
It does.
if I drink, I die.
There is no rational part no rationality of any kind in any of it.
No,
It's not rational. It's not
no.
logical. It makes
Addiction doesn't make sense. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care who you are. As long as it's destroying you, it's doing its job.
yeah. And it almost makes it sound like it's a living thing, but it is.
You have been given a blessing for 29 years. Try to honor it if you can.
Yeah.
I know it.
That's why I called a meeting instead of, figuring out how I was going to get liquor on Sunday in the
Yeah.
Bible.
Drive to the next county or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Drive to the next state or whatever. And hey, kitty. Hi, kitty.
Did you see my babies?
Yes, we did.
Was it black?
Black.
Fuzzy?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Rosie. Rosie girl.
Rosie.
That was my Rosie girl. Splenda's, I don't know where Splenda's is. She drives me crazy. I love her, but she drives me crazy.
It doesn't always have to be the way. Standing up and claiming your addiction is, as you, was the most difficult part of AA. And and you just spoke to that. Well, an hour ago
I
you did.
refused to call myself. I was 7 months in AA. I refused to call myself an alcoholic. I would do it, but very begrudgingly.
I did too, but it was for different reasons. It was more of a spiritual thing for me, and I kept thinking to myself, if I keep calling myself an alcoholic, sooner or later, what am I going to start acting like?
An alcoholic.
Yeah, that was too. I was in this big old faith movement thing that, you are what you speak and you get what you speak, and so I didn't want to speak that into my life. I was
right.
And but at the same time, there has to be a basis in reality to the faith, I feel like.
No way.
And otherwise, how is it faith? It's just
faith is living
blind following something that makes no sense to you. It has to make sense to you to want to follow it,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
No, for me it doesn't, but I can see where most people think it would.
I could do the mental gymnastics and make those parts that didn't make sense make sense.
Yeah.
Because I had good spin doctors around me,
yeah,
helping me out with that.
I have the bombest therapist, by the way. She is such a sweet lady.
That's great. And those are so rare. A good therapist is a gem indeed, a rare gem indeed. And
that's what I like about my therapist. I mean, she talks to me about not only about my problems, but about religion as well.
Yeah.
And she makes sure that she talks to me about different things in the Bible and the way it's conveyed in the Bible.
Mine
so
too.
that I'm not just getting therapy, I'm getting more than that.
Right.
over and over and over again.
That's great.
Well,
Yeah.
with all the things that the physical thing, like you were just talking about, reconciling having a drink a little while ago, and if I take a drink, I die. My heart is that bad,
Yeah.
and they allow me in my meetings to call myself an alcoholic, but it doesn't define me. That perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was also part of it, was that, I don't want this thing to define me. I don't want this to, if I say this and I'm introducing myself to people as this is the only thing that I am. And
Yeah,
that's
right.
Read what Christy just wrote. I mean, that really sums it up.
They allow me in my meetings to call myself an alcoholic, but it doesn't define me, especially now. I needed to drink to survive before physically. Now it's a mental thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where you are right now.
Above that.
Yeah. That's exactly where I am right now. And the body feels what that mind is going through,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You know what? We've taken your mind off of this for a little over an hour now. That means your mind can be off of it for it
the rest
as
of the
long
day.
as you want it to.
Your mind has basically been off of this for 2 hours and 21 minutes.
Right
I'm
on.
looking at the timer, and it's the truth. I mean,
Was I the first one on?
No, Christy was on, and you were on. Then I popped in.
Yeah, but she was having trouble with her audio still when you
popped in. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it's a whammy every time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'd like to offer you some wisdom on this, but I don't get hit with those.
Really?
Yeah, and I feel helpless because I want to help and give you some kind
of. You know what? There probably aren't very many people with 29 years of sobriety under their belt that do grapple.
No, you're absolutely right.
But I grapple with coming out of the cult and the, giving the baby up for adoption, because after I'd been sober for about 2 years, I was in church and I was looking around at all the kids running around with their families, and I was wishing so hard that mine was there, and of course it wouldn't have been a good environment for him to grow up in. Not that. It was not a healthy
situation,
religious situation. Right. And but it just hit me so hard. It would have been okay because I can get sober. I didn't know that I could.
How often does this happen for you a year?
Maybe when was the last time you felt it?
The last time I felt it was right about the time that I first came to the lifeboat, which was in August. I remember that because I got my journal in August.
Yep. I came in September, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I came in July.
Okay. July, August, September. Look at that.
Yay.
Wow. So yeah, I was watching the Scientology stuff because I could process my own cult experience without triggering language in my cult,
Right.
I can't watch like any Christian cult stuff when,
right.
I can't do it. I have to, but I can process. I've done a lot of processing through SPTV.
Oh, so a lot.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But there are good Christian organizations. I worked with addicts for 13
I grew up in the Methodist Church, and they're great.
Yeah.
They're not trying to control anybody.
No.
They're just trying to each person is trying to be their best person that they can be.
I want to meet you where you're at and help you with what's going on right now.
And I mean, I'm sure there's an interconnection between the losing my baby's childhood, losing, all those. That
can be abandonment issue too. That's you gave him up, but it still was an abandoning situation, and it's not,
And it really,
it's not a lonely, loveless marriage, but it's still abandonment.
yeah. Yeah. I was in the lonely, loveless marriage first. And then after I got divorced, I got with the baby daddy. We were in a band together, and we just started seeing each other pretty quick after I joined the band. And yeah. And
Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham.
not exactly. No, not exactly.
Not exactly.
I don't know what we were, but we made a
Something.
baby together, and and he was refusing to want or have anything to do with it, and so that was part of it too. I had basically been abandoned in every area of my life, and so that was, not only was it my own personal circumstances, but it was also, there was nobody there at all, except
Mhm.
except
So
for the
do you feel like right now that the only thing that you could control is whether you drink or not?
maybe so. Maybe so. He's watching it in there. Can you guys hear it? Hear the
No.
Uh-uh.
That's good, because he was watching it in there, and now he's left the house. He's gone to his brother's.
Got a little too real.
But yeah, maybe.
You sound like you're very well manned up right now.
What's that mean?
It means you're partnered well.
Yes. Tammy C. Hey, Tammy C. Let's see your face.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Can you?
Hi.
Hi. I can
I
see,
can
about
see your
this much of
eyeballs.
face.
I can see it now. We can see your whole face.
Thank you for
Hi.
being here. These guys have talked me off the ledge, and I'm not drinking right now. I'm not having a drink.
Awesome, awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
Man,
Yeah.
is it that it's 5:40 already?
Yep. It's
Oh, I missed
5:37.
it. I don't know when you're usually on.
I'm usually
so-
on it it coming on in 3 minutes is the normal time.
But here's
Okay,
the
we've
funny
kinda-
part,
I'm here.
Amy, we've been
We've
on
kind of had a
since
marathon
3:10.
meeting today, but
Yeah,
you know what?
We're having marathon needing a meeting.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend my day.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I really, I was telling them it doesn't
Hi,
come very often.
Karen.
Hi.
So you're the one I'm talking to.
Yes, I'm the one you're talking to.
And me.
Which one are you
And
now,
Steve.
Steve?
I'm Steve Molesky.
Okay.
And I'm Carol Klingon Targarder. I'm on the lifeboat. Sometimes I lurk, and sometimes I chat, and sometimes I have to watch the replay.
Is that a Trekkie reference?
I don't know.
Yes.
It is?
Klingon?
Carol, Klingon is a Klingon.
I thought you meant lurking. Oh,
No.
yes, of course. Yes. Klingons are Star Trek invention. And
Yeah.
Klingons' pets are called targs.
Oh, those little furry things?
No, those are tribbles.
Yeah.
No, targs are kind of
Oh, you got it bad.
Oh, yeah. I'm a straight up just dyed in the wool Trekkie. Just, I can, if
I'm
you
an
know what it
addict
is,
of
chances-
coffee.
Is that Duncan?
Yes, my son works there now. So yeah.
Nice.
All
Is
you
there iced
reminded
coffee
me is
bread?
I don't have any coffee right now.
Yeah, I'm about to drink the last.
Oh, I'm a coffee addict, I tell you. Coffee holic.
And then we have Christy Robinson here with us in the chat.
Okay.
Hi, Christy. Welcome.
And
Yep, she was having a rough day yesterday. We kind of hopefully got her off the ledge a little bit. Did you talk to Tommy last night?
Who?
Christy Robinson.
Christy, did you talk to Tommy?
Probably a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
So I do like the Al-Anon meetings online.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Because I think you guys probably know my story.
I don't.
I don't either.
Oh, you don't?
I
Uh,
don't talk.
Can you put a pot on for me if there's not a full one?
Now, Karen
Yes, ma'am.
knows my story.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Very well.
For myself, I have done some drugs and drinking. Drinking, I absolutely despise it.
Okay.
For myself, because I realized I had an issue a couple years ago
Okay.
when, well, I knew it was an issue when I was a teenager, but after that, I was like, okay, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But a couple years ago, sitting at my best friend's house, I realized I had a problem when I literally sat and drank a whole bottle of wine. Within an hour,
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
and that was when I was like, you know what? I'm not drinking anymore. I'm done.
Right on.
Well, if that's all it took, then you consider yourself blessed.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I've had a couple, whatever, where I was like, okay, let me try this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would drink, I had a few sips of beer and I'm like, no, I can't do this.
Okay. Okay.
And I put it down.
Okay.
I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do it to myself. But in my head, this past few weeks, talking with Karen about a situation that we're going through with our son right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've really wanted to drink.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Trauma and anxiety are killers.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. Our son literally is on the run from the law.
Okay.
He is a severe alcoholic and an addict.
Okay. I have heard a little of your story now that
I have too.
now I'm making the connection now.
Okay, yes. So, yeah, it's very, for me, some days are good, some days aren't good.
Okay.
That's the way it's going to be, though.
Yes. And
Christy,
until we get him to where he needs to be, everything's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be dicey for a while.
Yeah.
And Christy, I just wanted to say to you, it stings right now. Even getting out of a bad relationship stings, but you deserve better, and don't hop on the first train that comes into the station.
unless he is just really a keeper.
Yeah.
And watch for those signs telling you who he is. And when he shows you who he is, believe him the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
She's got a really great husband.
We'll caveat that by saying that.
She has a really, really great husband.
Good.
Right,
Tammy
Tam?
does? Tammy does?
What?
You have a really great husband.
Oh my gosh, yes. My husband is my best friend.
That's great.
My wife
Sometimes
too.
I'd like to, but 30, how many years? 32? Yeah. We've been together 32 years.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
2, but just married 29.
Yeah, exactly. Here too.
Well,
Yep.
for now, absolutely.
Yes. For
Absolutely.
now, absolutely. I agree.
Just
You
allow
have to
yourself to
do
have
what
some healing.
you.
Mm-hmm.
But don't.
I believe we all have to protect our peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
And
Yeah, we
if
do.
that's what you have to do, Christy, then I'm here to support you.
Right on.
She says she doesn't like to reach out for help.
You know what?
Well, none of us does. I mean, part of how we got in this shape is because we don't like to reach out. We like to reach out for the bottle because
That's
It's not going to
easy.
talk back to us or tell us the truth or anything.
that's right. It's not going to tell
Yep.
us the truth, and
I said last night on the lifeboat, the beer commercials never show you the domestic violence and hangovers.
No, they don't, do they?
Oh my
and
God.
the drunk driver accidents and the
Yep.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. And or, I mean, I think they should start putting on their drug commercials.
Yeah,
People
they
are
should.
they're putting their kids in front of a TV a lot of times. Why not put that stuff on TV?
I saw on Joe Rogan, of all people, where he said the amount of fentanyl it takes to kill a person will cover just the beard on Abraham Lincoln on a penny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine the tip of a pencil.
It's 2
The
grains
very
of
tip.
sand.
It's a grain of sand that can kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
In the last,
crazy.
let me see, one of my son's best friends, this young man was, oh my gosh, he got clean, everything, and last week it had been a year and 8 months
Wow.
since Johnny had passed.
Oh.
28 years old.
Oh.
He smoked marijuana and it was laced, and
With
he
the-
never woke up.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep.
I have heard that from our friend Karen.
Mm.
And then a year to the day, another friend of theirs was found in Phoenix in the train station. He OD'd. He had called his dad a week before, wanted a bus ticket. His father got him a bus ticket, and he never made it home.
Because you feel rejected, Christy. That's why. Because you feel abandoned.
And also you invested emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally
in other
invested.
ways in that person.
Yes. Like you got him sober.
Yeah. Whether it's rational or not, when we love somebody, it's gonna break our heart when we don't have them.
I would cease to live. I would do what a Scientologist calls drop my body if something ever happened to my wife. I seriously
I can't imagine.
I could not exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could exist, but it wouldn't be as nice as an existence as I currently have with Steve in it.
Right.
she takes me to all my appointments and all. I mean, we don't go anywhere unless it's the doctor or the hospital because my defibrillator fired 17 times in one night.
Ooh,
Oh
that's
my gosh, really?
Yeah, that was a bad night.
that sounds like a terrible night.
That was
Oh
a
my
bad
goodness.
night.
Well, I'm glad you're here with
I
us.
am too.
I am glad I'm here too. I took a big step today. I got out of the house for the first time today and went to my son's flag football game, and he scored a touchdown.
How old's your
He's-
son? Can I ask?
He's 6'4" and 170 pounds, and he's fast as lightning. So they got him at receiver.
Oh, awesome. I
Yeah.
really like this restream thing.
Yeah, I do too.
It's very simple, isn't it?
I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you could have people on with any streaming service, but I really like this one. I couldn't get anywhere with StreamYard. I couldn't get it to link up with YouTube, and I couldn't get it to, I couldn't do anything with it. But
I think Karen helped Tommy with StreamYard.
Now, see, for me on my YouTube channel, it's just like it's come to a standstill because it's people, I don't know, it seems like when we get on, and I know for me, it seems like this to me. Us that want to help each other out and support and just let other people know, you matter
yeah,
kind of
Which is
stuff.
why we are here today, Carol.
thank you.
Our channels don't even get pushed out because people don't want to see it. They
Well,
want to see the drama and all that other garbage.
that's okay. If they ever get in a crisis and they need meetings, then we're here.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah,
that works.
well, it's, they've got 30 million views on TikTok for licking ice cream and putting it back in the shelf. I mean, just retarded stuff.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ugh.
So for me, it's like I don't really know if I want to go any further with my YouTube channel at this point
Okay.
as a creator, other than putting up like inspirational shorts,
Okay.
stuff like that. Because I don't, myself, I don't feel like lately, because of everything I'm going through, and stuff with our son,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
that I am able to
Christy.
put that in to others.
Right on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's called empathy.
Yeah.
I struggle to leave the
mean,
house too, Christy.
because I have empathy, I have compassion, all of that. It's just some days, if I get out of bed, then I know I'm doing good.
Yeah. I know that.
But I also have 2 dogs and a cat that need to go out in the morning. So thank goodness for them.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of an agoraphobic. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Fear of people. Fear of
Yes,
remarks.
I do.
I do. Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yep.
Where'd that come
I have
from?
recently started wrestling with that one too. I watched the refrigerator and the cupboards get sparser and sparser, and I almost went into a panic attack at the thought of going out and getting the groceries.
Then you've got it. Then you've got it.
I mean, it literally, I felt like this thing.
You're gonna die. You
yeah.
know if you leave the house, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
That's agoraphobia.
Yeah. And I never thought that I would ever be a candidate for that because I've always been, when I'm not depressed, I'm a social butterfly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you still are.
And for me, I like to go out, But when I get into an area, sometimes with a lot of people, I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I reached that point too in social situations. Like, okay, I met my fill.
Party's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's like today we had to pick up my oldest son from work and stuff, and in the beginning, I was telling my husband, no, you go to the store, and he's like, well, don't you want to go? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get out.
Right on. Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Good.
I couldn't drive, but I could ride.
Yeah.
See,
I
that's
haven't,
me. I don't drive.
I haven't
I
driven
don't
in 8
drive.
years.
I
Wow.
haven't driven in a long time because I'm petrified of driving, period.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yes.
I love driving.
Especially on the
My
expressway where you can't get off right
I
away if you have a panic attack.
You just pull
my
over to the side and
PTS
breathe.
my PTSD gets the best of me. I can't drive.
Hmm. You guys, I need some water. I've been
Go
here.
get it.
Yeah.
Go
And,
get
Go get
it.
some.
and I need my little
The
bear.
three of us will
Well,
I
keep
mean, I
each other
just keep
company.
wandering in and out. You can too, Carol.
So, you two come here often?
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
I
Well,
I really like this platform.
I do
Yeah,
too.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I look awful today, by the way.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I
okay.
said earlier. The camera adds 40 or 50 years, and there's like 10 cameras.
Yeah. How are
No, I
you
mean, I feel
feeling?
like I look awful. Like I get dark circles under my eyes, and ugh.
Yeah, but how are you feeling? How's everything going?
Oh, my ear hurts. My ear hurts, and that
From
just
being
makes
on the
me-
phone?
Huh?
Oh, no, from Meniere's.
Yeah, from my many ears. Yeah, I think it's infected again. It was bleeding on Wednesday.
From what?
My ear
Meniere's
was
disease.
Meniere's disease. I have Meniere's disease.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's worse than vertigo. You live in
Oh my
dizzy mode
goodness.
all day long. Every time you
Oh
go to get
geez.
up, you're dizzy. Yeah. I can sit on my bed and be dizzy. I can sit on a
See,
chair and be dizzy.
I am a firm believer in no matter what I have going on, there's always somebody else that is going through something harder than
Oh,
me.
No.
absolutely.
Well, this is a medical issue. It's not a mental issue.
No,
That's
but
what,
there's my brothers and sisters that are coming home with no limbs from Afghanistan and so
yeah.
forth, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that they would trade their legs for my heart,
Right.
just so they
Yeah.
could walk around some more.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, being dizzy all the time really kind of sucks, but you get used to it after a while,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's amazing what we can get used to, isn't it?
Oh, I tell you.
There's some days when I
Yeah.
just sit around and go, okay, is this going to get any better ever?
I had a dream last night. Oh my gosh. I told my husband. And I have no idea why I dreamed it.
We never do.
We had a wonderful neighbor guy in our neighborhood here. Everybody loved him, great guy. Mr. Brown, great guy. But he ended up moving out with his family, his kids and stuff. And I had a dream last night that he died. And I was at his funeral.
Wow.
Because you feel like he left you.
And I've dreamed about our son getting that like somebody knocking on our front door and seeing the police coming to give us notice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
I had a
Very
dream I was beating
But
people up last night, and I don't have any idea why either, because I couldn't fight my way out of a wet paper bag right now.
that'd be me right now.
Yeah, but it's also it's a mental thing too. I mean,
Oh
you're
yeah,
dealing
Yes.
with something that's larger than yourself, and you you need to
that release, that
have that
endorphin,
right, that anger or that
frustration.
frustration. It's like we all fight with ourselves about anything that we're dealing with. I mean, because our outside is saying I want this or I want that, but
Yeah.
inside we know we can't do it, so it becomes an internal fight with our own self.
And it's amazing
Yeah.
what we can talk ourselves into doing that we know we shouldn't do.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Look, this is my girl. I've talked. Where are you going?
Oh, I'm coming
Get
back.
back here, Nina.
We can only see you from the eyeballs up most of the time, Tammy.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
Oh,
your
come here,
location.
Nina.
As soon as I stood up, that second cup of coffee was like, oh, you better hit the loo while you're up.
Oh, she don't wanna. She's being a
Yeah.
pain. There, can you see
The
me
Lou,
better
what
now?
country were you born in?
Oh, this one, but I like the loo better than I like any of the American terms.
Toilet.
Yeah. I my favorite is I just gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're degenerating again.
That's
Let's
all right. We like the weeds just as much as we like the flowers.
Yeah.
So
Around here.
you're on.
Well, Carol, let me ask
You
some
you.
are for
on
smoking and
here.
some aren't.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So is this an everyday meeting?
Yes.
5:40.
5:40
Eastern
every
time.
day.
Yeah. It's 4:40 Central time. Which is 2:40 Pacific time.
Right.
Tammy's in New York.
3:40
Steve's in
Mountain
Michigan.
time.
I'm in Pennsylvania, and Carol's in Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm in Arkansas.
And
Well,
I
I'm
am-
flying there
New York
shortly.
State.
I am Flint, Michigan.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. At one time, it was the murder capital of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pennsylvania.
And now it's New Orleans.
Oh, Christy, don't drop out.
No,
So-
stay here, Christy. Can we send her a link to get her on? Do you think she'll come on?
Christy, do you want to come on?
You
We
want to
would
come
really
on?
love you
sweetie?
too.
I'll give you my spot if you want.
Oh, there's plenty of room.
Okay.
Christy,
I,
do you wanna
I
come
have
on?
no idea. I'm new to this restream and all.
She might need to go feed her kids or something, guys. I mean,
Just click that. Click on where it says your name and join chat, and you're in.
if you want to, but if you got to feed kiddos, you got to feed kiddos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just ate.
Kiddos are funny that way. They need to eat.
They're little balls of needy protoplasm.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
including my four-leggeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have to have our about 2 weeks ago I had my support dog put down, and I'm still kind of dealing with that.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so
you had
sorry.
cancer. Yeah, Karen already knew.
Poor Axel.
Axel, that was his
Oh,
name. And the guy that
I have
the
a
guy
neighbor.
that gave him to me, his last name was Rose.
That's amazing.
My neighbor's Rottweiler is named Axel Rose.
That's funny. I have a goat named George Jones. I have another one named Buddy Holly. I have another one named
You have goats?
I do. I have
She has 30
Nigerian
head
dwarf
of
goats.
goats.
Yeah.
Do you
30
make
head of
do
goats.
you make the goat cheese?
We have made it, and it's fantastic.
Oh, there is
Yeah.
no. Oh,
Nothing like it. Yeah, we
I'll,
have
I'll,
made
My
it.
I'll
son,
put it on Fruit Loops.
Right
our
on.
son,
Mm,
my
Yeah,
youngest
I
there,
mean, that's how much I like it.
right on.
couldn't have any kind of dairy. And on our dairy farm, my parents and stuff, my grandfather had goats
Yeah.
at our farm.
Yeah.
Well, he was able to drink the goat milk,
Okay. When you couldn't drink
but
regular dairy milk.
everything
I've heard
else
that
made him sick,
lots of times. Mm-hmm.
including the $85 to $100 can of formula they tried to give us.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I'll stick with my $4 gallon of almond milk.
Right on.
Me
Ugh.
too.
Lactaid. Lactaid.
Right on.
Lactaid.
I'm glad I
No,
don't
I
need
can't
anything like
have that
lactate because I
anymore.
really like my dairy products a lot.
Oh,
Well,
I
I
can
only
I,
have
I
to
can
take
have them.
lactate.
They're just too many calories.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got to
Well,
I've
See,
got to
and
cut.
with me,
And if you make a
I don't,
smoothie with dairy, it foams up more than it does with almond milk.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Now with me, dairy, because I love it, but it doesn't like me anymore for some reason.
Yeah, it's Mr. Intolerance.
Yeah. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh, my
yeah,
dog
well,
is
I do my
trying.
Ozempic, and I can't do regular milk anymore because of it. So that's a problem.
I'm
So how are you
hoping, guys.
feeling, ma'am, up there? Our host.
Yeah, you look like you drifted off on us for a second.
Well, I'm wondering if I have a situation with my calves. I just saw all the cows running that way, which is toward the woods. And
Are you getting rain?
we just had rain. And I'm wondering if my calves are okay. I feel
It's
like I
all
can't
it's
tell
been
if it's a
doing
goat or
here.
if it's
Go
Jet.
check on them. We'll be here.
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
think I better.
Go check on them. We'll be here.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere.
And Christy, please pop in. This is the warmest, most honest room you will ever be in.
Seriously, Christy, we'd love for you to come in.
I like this idea.
And 540 begs the question 540, so you tune in at 540 to find out. Or 440 or 240 or wherever we're
Now,
all at.
is there like I mean, you guys don't read the blue book and all that? Or you know what
No.
I mean?
No, not all the time.
Okay.
No.
No, I've never read it. I've gone through a similar curriculum that was faith-based, and it really seemed to help me. And one of the, oddly enough, the thing that helped me the most was the journaling part of it. And I've gotten away from journaling, but I did journal yesterday and I did journal today. No, I journaled 2 days ago, not yesterday, but today.
Journal.
There you go.
My favorite thing now.
There you go.
There you go. Have any of you heard about the new journal that's out?
Which one?
It's called the Shadow Work Journal.
No.
Nope.
It is for trauma survivors.
Oh.
Well, that's right up our alley.
Our daughter got one on the TikTok store there. And yeah, as soon as I can get the extra money, I'm going to get one. But I've seen a lot of people using them.
Wow. Well,
So
a
yeah,
lot
I
of
want to get one.
addiction falls under the guise of trauma. So there you go.
Oh yeah, me too. Where'd my coaster go? I just lost my coaster.
Oh wow. I've got a ratty old end
Oh,
table, so I don't care.
what's
I'm
that?
sitting at my desk.
I said I have a ratty old end table, so I don't care about rings. In fact, I think it's for Mike on
Yeah,
the top.
I don't know what this is. I have no idea. I think it's marble or
So
something.
who puts that journal out? Or where is it
I don't
available?
know. Oh, the TikTok shop.
Oh, I'm not on
Amazon has it. Yeah, you literally can look it up. The Shadow Work Journal.
the shadow work. Okay.
Yes, there's actually 2 books to it.
Let's take care of this right now.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's just
The
a
Shadow Works
suggestion.
Journal.
According to Better Up, keep a shadow journal. Make it a daily practice to sit down and write in your journal. Don't censor yourself. Write whatever.
Walmart $9.99.
At first, what comes up may feel uncomfortable, but it's important to lean into it if you want your shadow self to feel heard.
And then there's a second edition for $18.90.
Yeah.
18 something on Amazon.
Yep.
Oh, there are all kinds of prices on Amazon. They're all over the place.
Yeah, and some are ridiculous.
Yeah, 25.
Our daughter, I think, paid on the TikTok shop because she had like a coupon or something she had gotten. And I think she ended up paying like only $4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a steal, especially for how important that is in our lives.
And there's like questions in it. It'll have a question and you answer it and you can write that down in there.
Stuff like, what are you thankful for today? Or,
Different things, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe there's, how do you feel, for example, not quoting it, but something in your life, how would you change it if you could?
That's an easy
That
one for
kind-
me.
Yeah, they have a Shadow Works prompt journal for $9.99 at Walmart, and
Yeah.
that gives you the prompts to read, like how to write it. It's for beginners.
Yeah.
It's $9.99.
Yeah. Well, that would be an easy one for me on what I would get rid of first.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. It would help me not think about what I would like to do with some of these so-called fake Christians.
Well, I'm Christian, but I try not to be fake.
Oh, I know. So are we, but we've been in a cult situation.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't know that about you. I knew that about Carol.
Well,
Oh, she got a nice microphone set up there, doesn't she?
For her microphone
Yeah.
set? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I tell you what, we were in a Pentecostal situation, and we tried to get help for our son back then when he was
That's
young.
fire and brimstone stuff there, Pentecostal.
When he was a young teenager, and they literally told him, "There's no help for you."
Well,
that's not even biblical.
No.
No. Oh no.
Christ surrounded himself with people like us.
Sinners, yeah. Oh no, we were expected to be at the church every day, all the time. We were expected, our kids were not allowed to be around other kids other than people at the church. Oh yeah. Our families, if we weren't allowed to be around them either.
That's very culty.
Uh-huh. Couldn't
These are a
listen to
lot.
certain music, none of that.
Here, let's put another one in there just for laughs. You shook your coffee at me, so I ordered one, and the waitress just brought it.
Oh, I take it's your wife.
Yeah, just put it on my tab, babe.
Hey, I got some of that stuff too, Steve.
Splenda.
Hey, baby.
I cannot live without Splenda.
But I have Splenda. Splenda started, was it Splenda or Stadia? One of them started giving me really bad headaches.
That's probably aspartame.
Is Christy still in here?
No, Chris.
She,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she dropped out. We tried to send her a link, but she'd already gone, I think. I wish she wouldn't have. I wish she would have stayed.
I may try this Restream Studio. I may try to see how to set it up.
Linda.
Oh, I am pouring coffee, and I just got some on my guitar. What an idiot!
No, you play guitar?
Yeah.
My husband said apparently his coffee does too.
Yeah, my coffee is playing guitar right now.
Our son plays guitar, keyboard. He's self-taught. He's taught himself.
Yeah, me too.
Drums.
I wrote a song about nurses.
And I mean, he's a great.
Steve, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that?
Yeah. No, I see a bright light.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to show you a picture that we took at my dental appointment last week, but it's not coming up. With my teeth, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 teeth in the front and 6 on the bottom.
Carol, is crisis averted?
Yeah, it was. I think it was kind of what I was afraid of. Yesterday, Jet, my donkey, was chasing the 2 little calves that I just got. I just let them out in the big pasture, and I think I got it to where they followed me as I was coming out of the woods. They followed me, and he's way back in the corner. So if he chases them, I can he'll more than likely bring them this way, and I can see what's going on. But as long as I'm there, he's not going to chase them because he knows. Because I stood between.
He knows he knows who Mama is.
Huh?
He knows who Mama is.
He does, and he also knows that I'm gonna defend those 2 little calves because I must have stood there for a good half hour just between him and the calves. Like, nope, you're not gonna do it.
Oh man, just talking about that.
I know it. I would love to have like a hen house and some goats for goat milk, and we actually live on 10 acres. We could probably get away with it, but
and that reminds me of growing up. We had the dairy farm. I rode horses and showed horses and all of that.
That's great.
I'm a product of the absolutely empty life of the middle class suburb.
That was my husband. Until he met me, and then he learned what a cow tongue was on the outside of the cow.
Yeah. I love cow tongue.
Oh, you
my
mean to eat?
father
I was thinking
they
of just
brought one home.
when you
Carol,
when
they're
From the
talking
bar.
about the cow
they-
tongue you eat.
No, yeah, no.
Yep.
Cooked and sliced thin, and
Yep. And he slapped it on the table and he looked at my mom. He goes, call Jim to come get the cow tongue and the tail.
okay, I draw the line at kale. I can't.
No,
I can't
tail.
have leafy greens.
His
No.
to me.
tail.
as in the
Yeah, his
Oh,
tail.
tail. Oh,
Cow tail.
oh. No, I've had that too, and it's beefy tasting.
It is. I won't eat that stuff. Nope. Won't do it. Nope. Mm-mm.
We were admiring your microphone setup while you were
Oh,
gone.
thanks.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find the sweet spot with it, as far as like with it not bothering me and being right in my
Okay.
face.
Yeah, well, you're coming through really clear right now.
Good.
So
Yeah, it's I forget what they call it, some kind of directional thing where you have to have it upright for it to catch you.
yeah, directional. I think is what
Yeah.
it is.
I'm going upstairs. Can you tell?
Yeah, either that or you're walking like a zombie.
Here we
Guys,
go.
I think I'm gonna lay down for a little bit. I'm getting a migraine.
Okay.
Okay.
Are ya?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay. Carol, I love you. Tammy,
I
I
love you
love
too.
you. Steve, I love you. Carol,
Love
call
you
me
too.
soon.
Love you, sweetheart.
Carol, you better
Call me tonight.
soon.
Okay.
Call me tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. I know we have the lifeboat here at 8, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But give me a call, Carol, okay?
Okay, I will, Karen.
You're
Is there
what?
If Carol, if you would like to get my phone number from
Karen.
From Karen.
Okay.
And I can be in your circle of support.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I
Yeah,
would like
I
to be also
Okay, Tammy. All
for
righty.
you guys, you know.
Um
Karen has my number.
oh yeah, and she has mine too. So we can exchange numbers that way.
yeah.
Well, man, you guys, thank you, Steve. Thank you. Guys,
I just want you to take just take another step back
okay. What do you mean?
Self-care.
from the ledge.
Oh.
You took one step back, now take another
Yeah.
one back.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to go into some deep dives, I think, to figure out what's going on there. Because I feel like the drinking is a smoke screen for something else.
Well, absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
Ask yourself, are you going to be better off if you go ahead and do it than if you don't do it?
Well, and that doesn't answer the question that comes up. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm. No, but I meant just from the ledge perspective.
Okay. Yeah, it's not going to make my husband happy. I know that. And it's good to have a happy husband. They say happy wife, happy life, but also happy husband, happy life.
Yes.
Happy husband. It's so unimportant. Nobody bothered to rhyme it.
Yeah.
I know.
But I mean,
I never thought of that.
Well, I hope I can bring a little humor to the group.
You do. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you guys think? You feel like we've had a meeting?
Do you feel like we've had a meeting?
Definitely. How about you, Tammy?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
and I'm glad I found this.
I am too. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, you're first timer today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I like to end these with a moment of silence for the person who's still suffering in their addiction, and also those suffering in recovery, because that's real, and also those we've loved and lost, followed by the serenity prayer.
You
Oh,
say
yes.
you say part of it, and we'll repeat
Okay.
it. That seems to
I know
work.
the serenity prayer,
Good.
so
But we all get jumbled up if we're not all on the same page.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
lead it
okay.
off.
Yeah, lead it off.
All right, you guys. God,
God,
grant me the serenity
grant me the serenity
I cannot change,
to
to
give me
accept the
wisdom
things I cannot change,
and
to accept things.
courage to change the things that I can,
The courage to
courage
change the
the
things
that I
I
can,
and wisdom to know the difference.
and the wisdom to know.
the difference. Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Ladies, get my number
Okay,
from.
I will
Carol.
do it. I will
All
surely
right.
do that.
Carol,
All right,
you
Carol.
matter.
Thank you. So do
Yes.
you
Me,
guys.
you
If
matter.
you feel like this at 1 a.m, call me.
Okay.
I'm not kidding you. My wife is like
Not.
at 29 years. I think we're over that jealousy hump.
Right on. My husband's not the jealous type either at all. He's, but you know, he knows me.
Yeah.
I barely made it alive getting with him. It was like a trauma thing, letting somebody back into my life in that way. So yeah, I ain't going through that again.
Yep.
All right. Maybe I'll see you guys on the boat.
Okay. Good night, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Good
Peace,
night.
y'all.
Peace.
Peace.